Oops, my bad, guys. My bad. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It's a Sunday. Didn't know if we were going to do this today, but I said, you know what? Why not? You know what I mean? Always things to talk about with the Eagles and, are the Eagles in the office today? Well, yeah, there's always stuff being done on Sunday. It doesn't matter what day it is. So, it'd be nice if something broke, but I don't, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So, obviously, even after got off the stream the other day, Robert Woods signs with, Robert Woods, is definitely with another team now. The Titans trade for Robert Woods. They only give up a 6th-round pick for Robert Woods. 6th-round pick. That's it. But I'm actually shocked the Eagles have, 3 6th-round picks as of right now, or at least 3 5th-round picks. You know what I mean? 3 or 4 5th-round picks, actually. So Robert Woods definitely signs. And it looks like I think the Colts have interest in signing the Honey Badger as well. So really, other than that, I haven't really heard much of anything else. Like, after the Eagles freed up almost $12 million in cap space from obviously big play Slay, restructuring, which was great. So the Eagles, so I found out the cap space for the Eagles as of right now, and it looks like the Eagles are, I thought I had it. I think it was 24 million. Between 23 to 24 million is definitely what I did see. So, we'll see what happens there. But, I mean, another opportunity, to get Robert Woods or somebody like that. Just another opportunity to do something like that. And, they don't get it done. So, you saw the rumors the other day that, Howie is looking at the third wave of free agency. So, he's waiting for the market to to go down for some of these guys, and I think that's what makes more sense as of right now. So, we'll see what happens. But it's been a roller coaster of a free agency. Really, after the first day, we just kind of been like, sitting, waiting, and hoping that something was going to happen, or I don't know. Honey Badger hasn't been signed yet. There's no DK Metcalf trade. There's really nothing out there. Chase Claypool. You could go down the list right now. So, I just saw the video of Ojabo getting the Achilles injury, and that really sucked. Really, really sucked watching that. And he looked so upset. I mean, I hate watching stuff like that because you feel bad because these guys work so hard for to this moment. A month prior to the draft, and he gets hurt, and it sucks. That must really suck to go through that. You know what I mean? So, what's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great Sunday morning. I hope everyone's just hanging out. I know today would be the day we'd be watching football, but obviously it's the off season. But we're in Howie vision, not the off season. So it is what it is. Donnie, what's going on, man? So what up, Joey? I would love to get DK Metcalf. No, I would definitely. I mean, look, at this point, you make a trade, you give away a 1st-round pick, 4th rounder. I'm totally fine with it. Really excited. Mayo Johnson, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? You guys have Joey have seen Christian Watson. Assume we got 3 defensive players we trade back in the 1st round. How do you feel about us grabbing? He's got really good speed, really good route running. That's the receiver from North Dakota State, right? He's really good. I do like him. I think it would be an excellent 2nd-round pick for the Eagles. As of right now, I don't know what they're doing at receiver. I really don't, because every receiver has literally slipped through their fingers. They tried trading for Calvin Ridley, and it almost happened. It's unfortunate, and it sucks because we would have had Calvin Ridley for a 3rd-round pick, which I think is a total steal. As a, you know what I mean? So, but they didn't do it. But obviously, they couldn't get it done. I'm hoping that they're going to wait for the 3rd wave of free agency and maybe Valdez Scantling, or I don't know what it is. And look, if they want to draft a receiver this year, I'd be fine with it, but it would probably have to be the 2nd round. I don't know, because really, if Javon Hargrave 1 year left on his contract, Fletcher Cox got 1 year left on his contract, it kind of tells me that they're probably going to double dip defensive line the first 2 picks of this draft. I don't know. I don't see them going in free agency waiting for a cheap option. They might, who knows? They might be waiting for a cheap option. I don't know. Probably defensive tackle. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know because I think Howie, like I said, Howie is smart because he knows he can get less for a lot of players that are available. You know what I mean? So we'll see though. We'll see though. Yo, Philly Jim, man, what's going on, bro? He says the return of Cox. Super, thanks for the super chat, by the way. The return of Cox has me satisfied and smiling. This is going to be ridiculous. Not having him here to penetrate would have been very hard as an Eagles fan. Oh yeah, I mean, look, I think what is this the second most tenured Eagle right as of right now, besides Brandon Graham, and yeah, this is it. I mean, I think this is really it for Fletcher Cox after this year. He's gone. That's why I think they're like, look, they're already. I think there was news of Jordan Davis on the pre-draft visit to the Eagles. I don't think that news was supposed to come out because I think somebody leaked it. But if you look, they're looking at Devontae Wyatt. They're looking at Jordan Davis right now. So I think there's a good chance they're really pushing to go get a defensive tackle as well as an edge rusher in this draft, which I think is going to be pretty interesting. But if you guys haven't subscribed to Philly Jim, he is an Eagles content creator and has a podcast of his own. So definitely check out his stuff if you guys haven't. I've known Philly Jim for a lot of years. So definitely check him out and subscribe to his channel if you guys have not. So much appreciated. Jim, I appreciate you coming in, man. Man says this draft is going to determine how good we are for the next 10 years. Oh, no, definitely 100%. I mean, you mess up this draft. I mean, then you're going to have a huge issue. You're going to have a huge problem as of right now. So I think that they really have to nail it. But so far, procedure-wise and how they're kind of going about the draft, and they went to Georgia's pro day. Now they got two pre-draft visits on two of the top defensive tackles that are in this draft, which is fantastic. Even Travon Walker, you got Nakobe Dean. You don't know what other players are kind of looking at right now. So, the Eagles are only allowed 30. The Eagles are only allowed, I think, 30 pre-draft, visits. Before the draft. So we're going to see some names we don't know. We might see some names we're going to say, oh my God, they might be looking at this guy. But I see the Eagles go defensive end, defensive tackle. They can go linebacker. Since Howie Roseman at the end of the year press conference did talk about, not having the right linebackers for the scheme. Because obviously TJ Edwards fits it nicely, but you need that thumper, you need the complementary piece. You need that piece that's going to set you up for a long time. I know that Bobby Wagner is available as of right now, but he's a short-term rental that's just going to be a mentor for some of the guys. But unless you want to do both, then great. That would be awesome. But at the same time, I really hope that if they draft a linebacker in the first round, whether it's Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd, I will be very emotional. I mean, it will be, it's been 40 years since they drafted a linebacker in the first round. And I think this year could be the year. I think this is the perfect year for a linebacker. You never know what linebackers are going to move down this draft. Even getting Christian Harris in the second round would be a really good move too. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. Roar says, what number do you think Ojabo goes now with the injury? What number? I mean, what round do you think he goes? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I mean, he can go second. I mean, there might be a team that take a chance on him that says, we're going to take a chance on him because we think he's going to come back, healthy and, he's going to be better than ever. So I don't know. He could be drafted in the second round. The team might take it. There might be a team out there that might take a chance on him. Sharian says, what's the deal with OBJ? Isn't he a free agent? Is he willing to go get him so bad? I want to see Devontae with a veteran stud. Now, I don't know what's going on with Odell. So what it looks like he's trying to get back with the Rams as of right now. And there was some new news that came out the other day that he's trying to get back over there. So Robert Woods gets traded. Obviously, they have Allen Robinson now, so he joins a pretty good wide receiver core over and with the Rams, and obviously with Matt Stafford getting that big extension, which is great. I think 160 guaranteed. I think like a 60 million signing bonus, like no joke. Really good contract, really big contract. Good for Matt Stafford. I'm really happy for Matthew Stafford. I really am. No joke. I'm happy for him. I mean, I didn't even expect him when he got to the Rams, what was going to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy for him at the end of the day. Really happy for him at the end of the day. Jay Fox says, what guys left in free agency will help the lackluster of a free agency? Well, it just depends because Howie could trade for somebody. But at the same time, Howie's waiting for that third wave of free agency because then the players that he's probably keeping an eye on right now are going to be more expensive probably today and probably won't be in the next couple of days. So it's really just a waiting game. It's just a waiting game at the end of the day. So I'm hoping this is what Howie is going to pounce on, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I understand like everybody wants a signing. I mean, we've been waiting. Eagles freed up almost $12 million with, big play Slay, and nothing's really happened. The Eagles have like 23 to 24 million in cap space as of right now. As of right now, the Eagles have about that much. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Got Mr. Rudy Poo with the super chat. Appreciate it much, man. He says, Joey, take a look at Leo Chenal, linebacker from Wisconsin. He is a beast, and he blew up his workouts. 34 bench press reps. Damn, that's a lot. Yeah, I got to check. There's a lot of guys I have to check out. I have to check out more running backs. I have to check out, I'm not saying I'm behind. Like, there's just so much to cover when it comes to free agency. There's a lot to cover. So we'll be getting to all that soon. But appreciate the super chat, man. Much love, bro. This place says Eagles working out details to get Garoppolo. I doubt it, bro. I don't have them getting Garoppolo or any type of quarterback. I think any rumor we have at the Eagles trying to get a quarterback as of right now is just, I don't think there's anything going on with that. So I don't think there's anything going on with that right now. I don't believe the Eagles are even considering quarterback in the draft. I'm kind of over it right now. I just don't think it's going to happen. So while it's true the Eagles considered extensions they gave a 2018 part of season roster bonus, that doesn't mean they didn't want to make. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Cowboys interested in Jason Pierre-Paul as of right now. Did you guys see that one? Yo, Brian, what's going on, man? No, I didn't see any news on Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think so. Yeah, Boston Scott 1-year deal, dude. It's a good deal. It's $1.1 million guaranteed. I think it's a good deal for the backfield, man. I'm glad Boston Scott's back. I'm glad Boston Scott really had no interest. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how he doesn't have interest. Every time something happens, and they re-sign him for a year, it seems like he just doesn't go anywhere. Jim Royce, what's going on, man? Fred says if we can get either one, Trevon Walker, Kyle Hamilton, Devin Lloyd, Jermaine Johnson, Jordan Davis. Yeah, I know. I'll be happy with one of those guys. I'll be happy at the end of the day. ZSPS says, did you see what DK tweeted? Give it to him. No, I didn't. I have no idea. I didn't see it. DK is a definite must. We didn't draft him, so we can get him now. Why not? That's what I'm saying. He's on a rookie contract. You free up some cap space. Give him a big contract right now. Like go set it up. You know what I mean? Like I would sign him to give away a first and a fourth round pick and just set it up, man. I don't see why not. Just set it up. Stingley or Wyatt would be good. Stingley, I want to say, so April 6th, I think, is LSU's pro day. So we're going to see Stingley and just, obviously his testing. And he's really telling teams not to pass on him because if they do, they're going to make a big mistake. Like he's really trying to keep his stock up there, even though he didn't do his combine workout. And obviously coming off the injury. So, I mean, Stingley falls, could see him in Philadelphia. Who knows? Philly Big Dog 68. Eagles should sign Austin Hooper from the Browns, so we have another good tight end behind Dallas. Just can't in case he gets hurt. Well, he's already signed already. Austin Hooper's gone. He signed with the Titans, I think. He signed with the Titans already. Torvis, I think the Eagles are clearing up space to sign Hargrave to an extension. They won't let a good defensive tackle leave in his prime. That's another guy that I think is up for a big re-sign. I think he's going to actually get re-signed, to be honest with you. We'll see what happens this year. Hopefully they give him some help on the edge so that middle pass rush is a lot better. But I honestly think they're not letting two defensive tackles walk this year. Hargrave is definitely going to get an extension. I think he's definitely up for an extension. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then, Milton Williams is right behind him. You know what I mean? So, and then depending on who they draft, they're definitely drafting somebody else. I mean, definitely drafting another defensive tackle in the first round. I don't see them going second round on defensive tackle. It could be Devontae Wyatt. It could be Jordan Davis. I think it's going to be one of those two guys. The Eagles are drooling over one of those two defensive tackles as of right now. Bigger says, how did Davis like his trip to Philly? I have no idea. Don said, any Baker trade rumors, hoping Saints interested? I have no idea. I kind of have a feeling we're going to keep all 3 picks in this draft. I don't know, and that's why I think they're either going to sign, they're either trying to trade for somebody, or this money is obviously for the third wave of free agency, which isn't going to be expensive, or I made that video about what they're going to be doing with this restructure, and it could be. I don't know if they're going to keep all 3 first-round picks, okay? And if they do, I'd be shocked. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea. I mean, if they pick 3 players in the first round, oh yeah, you could pick 4 starters, your 3 first-round picks, and obviously your second-round pick that you have already too. How about your choice? Starting to piss me off like a little bit. We're doing so many young guys still out there, but Howie not doing anything. All right, look, you have to think of it like this, okay? A lot of people aren't thinking about this right now. Howie Roseman locked up a lot of players last year. Those contracts weren't really counting until the 2022 season. When they re-signed, when they signed, when they locked up Avonte Maddox, Jordan Mailata, Josh Sweat, Dallas Goedert, when they saw those contracts are going to start to hit us now. Okay, they locked up a lot of their own players, which, we would have had more cap, but we locked up a lot of players. So if we didn't do that, we'd have a lot more cap right now, cap space. But then Goddard would be a free agent. Maddox would be a free agent. Mailata would be a free agent. You know what I mean? So Howie did a good job locking up something. That's what a lot of people aren't thinking about. They're thinking it's a new year. So I don't know why we haven't, we're not, we're being cheap with the cap. We didn't have much money to begin with. We were able to maybe have 2 good signings. Even they tried to trade for Calvin Ridley. That wasn't expensive, which saves a lot towards the cap. And obviously, just trying to, sign Marcus Williams. They were close to that number. It didn't happen. So they tried signing Marcus Williams, and it didn't happen. And we'll see, who else they go after. It's really been quiet ever since the Marcus Williams news. They haven't done much. But you have to think of it like they locked up a lot of players last year. Those new contracts didn't count last year. Now those bigger contracts are going to count this year. So that's what you have to take into consideration with Howie Roseman and why he's not doing that much, and why, and we only have 23 to 24 million in cap space right now. You need over 10 million just to sign your draft class right now with your draft class, your undrafted free agents, and all that. So you have to look out for all that too. You know what I mean? I get it. I get it why people are frustrated. Trust me. Like, if we had $70 million in cap space and we didn't do anything like the Colts did, I understand. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, what the hell are they doing? They're just letting guys go, walk right through their, slip right through their fingers. So it's aggravating sometimes, but I understand what's going on. Bell says Wagner and DK would be game changers. I agree. Yeah, Hargrave, I definitely see him resigning with the Eagles. They're not letting 2 defensive tackles walk into free agency next year. Not going to happen. Hargrave, that's our future right there for the next few years. A new contract, totally fine with it. Easy Money says Honey Badger doesn't want to play with Hurts. Hurts 0-7 against playoff teams. Hurts, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he wants. I've heard nothing on who he's interested in. I heard the Colts are trying to go after him right now, so I don't know what's going on with that. I'm hearing a lot of Colts rumors over him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. See, the Seahawks are expected to have interest in Hakeem Hicks. San Francisco 49ers and Jets expect to have interest in Seahawks Kerry Hyder. And obviously the news about Robert Woods to the Titans actually happened. So they get a good receiver coming off an ACL, obviously. And he only cost a 6th-round pick. What did he cost? A 6 or a 5th? I think it was a 6, whatever it was. That's crazy, though. It's crazy, though. So, guys, says, was there a Philly shakedown pot? Yeah, so no, there wasn't. Philly 500's under the weather. From what I've heard, he ended up getting food poisoning the other day. So, it wasn't, today we're going to try and do it. Today, we're trying to do the shakedown today. So that's pretty much the deal of what's going on. So we're going to try to do it tonight. I haven't heard from him today. Obviously, it's really early. He's 3 hours behind me. So it's not about DK would be useless in our offense when you throw the ball like 15 times a game. I understand that, but it doesn't mean you can't upgrade the wide receiver position. You know what I mean? We don't know. Look, if they're going to run that much this year, I have no idea. They could. But Limit says, Shaq, don't worry. We'll have a sacrifice just a year. Then we get a real QB. What do you think about Colin Kaepernick? I don't think that's even an option right now. I don't like that option. He's been trying to come back for a long time, and I don't know if any team is really going to take a chance on him. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Avi Reed says, "Hell no, no Kaepernick." Um, Anybody says relying on Ohio State Bama QB when he has any Ohio State or Bama QB been elite. Matt Corral now is better than CJ Stroud, Young. Mr. Wing says as a backup, Cap would be bad. And not even just that, it's just that he's going to try to want to get he's gonna get paid as a good backup. Like he's gonna get paid. You know what I mean? Like I hate backup quarterbacks get paid like 14 million, like they get like 9-10 million guaranteed. I can't stand it because like they're getting paid to absolutely do nothing. So Joseph Dotson, did you hear Rager and Greg Ward in training with Colin Kaepernick? Hope Rager improves from this. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, look, good for Greg Ward. Greg Ward should have had more playing time last year. It really pissed me off when they're keeping a guy like Jalen Rager and JJ on the field last year. Really pissed me off. So I understand. But yeah, I saw all those pictures and videos of what was going on with them. Man, my allergies are bad. If I rub my nose, my allergies are just really bad today. Let's see. Tronic says we should trade up our late first rounder. I mean, we could happen if they're using all three. If they're using all 3 first round picks, I mean, anything's possible. Anything is possible as of right now. You know what I mean? So, Mr. Wing says, "Hell no to Ojabo. Look at the stats of the Achilles injured players. They aren't good post recovery. And look, we already dipped into that once with Sidney Jones, and that was pretty bad. You know what I mean? That was really bad. So." Poe Platinum B says Devontae Adams was trash his first two years and exploded in year 3. Rager, they might. I mean, he's not going. Rager's not going anywhere. I think JJ is going to be the odd man out because if they draft a receiver or sign a receiver, you know, a veteran guy, whatever they want to do, I think he's the odd man out of this offense because I think the Eagles keep like that's 6 receivers, and I think that's all they're keeping. I don't think they're keeping anything more than that if that's the case. So we'll see, but. Easy Money says Rager and G Ward working out with Cap. Cecil says Ojabo is getting drafted late first possible, realistically second round. I mean, there might be a team that take a chance on him. There's going to be that team that takes a chance. The Eagles, I don't think they're doing that. I don't think so. Demetrius Jenkins says I think we go DT cornerback then wide receiver. We gotta go defensive end, bro. We gotta go defensive end. There's no way they're going into the season with the defensive end we have now. We do not have enough, even with Hassan Reddick moving from Sam linebacker. From Sam linebacker down to edge rusher, I think they're going to add more. I think they're going to add defensive end and defensive tackle in this draft. No joke. I think they need it. I think they need to do it. You know, you have 2 defensive tackles that are going to be free agents after this year, and hopefully we're signing Hargrave because Fletcher is definitely gone. That's why obviously they had to redo his deal, and obviously they're giving them 14, 15, or 15, 16, whatever it is, guaranteed this year. So. Philly Big Dog 68. Where did Austin Hooper sign with the Titans already? Wow. Okay. But you're trying to say all those moves happened before free agency, though. Yeah, that doesn't matter because those contracts, those new contracts kick in this year. It doesn't matter if they did it last year because last year their normal contracts were going to play out, but once they get that extension for 22 and beyond. We're into the new year now. Those contracts are going to take effect for Avonte Max and Jordan Mailata, get Dallas Goedert and some of the guys that we signed. So it doesn't matter if it was last year or not. We signed those new contracts for after this year. Those are new contracts counting for 2022 and beyond. So I think that's what people don't really understand about why, you know what I mean? And I understand, why people are frustrated. Look at Treylon Burks is the DK we need. I don't think Treylon Burks is DK. I mean, when you talk about a big body receiver or size like that, but at the same time, Burks is a really good route runner, smooth catcher. I mean, he's fluid with his route running, but we'll see. FJG says Howie is like Barney 5 only has one bully. Brandon Howard says Rager is as bad as Nelson. Rager is a practice squad. I mean, Rager is not as bad as Nelson Aguilar. Okay, number one, Nelson Aguilar got separation. This guy can't get separation for if his life depended on it. We have a guy that couldn't catch to a guy that can't do anything at all. So Nelson Aguilar is far better so far than Jalen Rager. Texas says Devontae Adams could still catch a ball. Rager can't. Brad says if I'm Howie, I'm trading Delpit or Rap. Joey, do you remember last year how he was trying to trade for Delpit? I heard something about that last year, and it didn't work out, obviously. So Shalot Sharp said, "What up, fam? Is there any real reason not pick up Bobby Wagner?" I don't know, man. And as much as maybe they don't pick him up because they want to go get a linebacker in this draft, so I'm not really sure. Brandon Howard says, Rager, a terrible punt returner, terrible route runner, terrible hands, terrible everything, terrible attitude, terrible mentality. I mean, you can go all over the world with that. Sports World says, do you think the Birds will get a receiver in free agency? I'm hoping they do, but even if they don't, I could see them. If a receiver goes as far into the second round, okay, I think I think they actually could, go that far with it. I'm Ollie Viles. Says people think we let's see. Phil Renault's Mexican Food said we don't need to draft defense. I say we solidify our O line even more and draft a running back. We would be elite. I hope they draft a running back within the mid rounds. I think Kenny Gainwell was a really good steal in the 5th round as of right now. But we do need to draft defense, dude. We need to draft defense badly. Big Chris says Howie better kill this draft, and it's this last year. Oh, it was the last year of his contract, but obviously here for another couple of years, he's got to hit this draft. That's definite. I agree between 20. If we were in the market for Williams at safety, means we could also be in the market for a lesser name guy too. Deshaun Elliott needs to be an Eagle. Yeah, I mean, look, wait till the 3rd wave of free agency, see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is where Howie is going to get those steal players that are not signed yet. That are going to that are going to be cheap, and the Eagles won't have to spend a lot of money on some of these third like 3rd wave of free agency type players, and I think that's what they're waiting for. That was the rumor of what was going on. You say to yourself, well, the Eagles were trying to get Marcus Williams, but after that, they kind of just said, well, they were going to give Marcus Williams almost 5 years, $70 million. If the number was very close from what I heard it was, but obviously I think Marcus Williams was. I think he just looked at a contention, a playoff competition, contention with Baltimore, if that's the case. You know what I mean? They're much closer than we are. They got a better roster than we do, obviously. So he probably looked at them and said, yeah, I'm definitely going to Baltimore. I think that's what happened at the end of the day with that. So says, I take Kaepernick over any of these trash backups. I know it would be a distraction, but the backups out there are not good. I don't know what they're doing. Gardner Minshew's probably going to be on the way out. I mean, he's probably going to be on the way out, most likely. I have a feeling that I think Gardner Minshew is going to be moved after we go through. Once we find out where Garoppolo is going, Mariota, or some of these other guys, Baker Mayfield. Once I think those quarterbacks are out of the way, I think it's going to open a lot more for Gardner Minshew on a trade. I don't think it's going to happen now. It might be a while till we trade Gardner Minshew. Depending if there's a team out there that's desperate, because Gardner Minshew only has 1 more year left on his contract for this year, and he is absolutely cheap. He's only $900,000 for the year, so it's affordable for any team. But they're going to have to probably give up a 3rd round pick. As high as a 3rd round pick, in my opinion, I think is fair. If they give up more than that, then it'd be a total steal. But I think a 3rd round pick is fair. So Jabba will get drafted by a Super Bowl contending team who can afford to take a risk on a guy coming off an Achilles. The Eagles need immediate production. Can't afford to wait on injured guys. I agree. There might be a team that's going to be like, all right, we're going to take Ojabo. He's supposed to be a high, a top 10 pick this year, and could work out for them. It might happen. It might happen. Brandon Howard said, we ain't elite without an average QB. Hurts is trash. I don't know. I mean, it's really going to be up to this year to see what we do with Jalen Hurts. What I say? We absolutely need to draft defense. I do, trust me. I know. I don't want to be. If people say we don't need to draft defense, I don't know what to say, dude. I don't know what to say. To me, it makes absolutely no sense. They have to draft defense this year. They have no choice but to draft defense this year. You know what I mean? So Eagles Gang says, Joey, what is the meaning of the next wave of free agency? So, you go through, your waves. Like, the first wave of free agency are the really expensive guys. The second wave, our guys are, mid-tier contracts, nothing crazy expensive, but they're going to cost you a little bit. Third wave are, guys that have role players or guys that can really help out your offense or your defense with some production that aren't going to be too mid-tier. They're really not going to be mid-tier contracts that are affordable but have production. And then obviously, later on at the last, wave is pretty much depth pieces, rotational guys, nothing crazy. You know what I mean? I believe Green 20 says, not saying Hurts is Manning or even the same realm, but Manning was also trash of his first year as a starter. Well, yeah, I mean, he had 30. What was it? Peyton Manning had what, third? I think his rookie year, he had like 30 picks. Like he wasn't good. I mean, he was not good when he got into the league either. Philly Big Dog says we need to sign Steven Nelson back to the Eagles. He wasn't that bad last year. No, I'm up for. Look, I will pick Steven Nelson over getting Patrick Peterson, over getting Xavier Rhodes. I am totally fine with bringing Steven Nelson back, but I haven't heard anything. I think we're going to sign a corner really late, veteran corner. I don't think they're going after corner in the first round of this draft. I think they're actually going to re-sign Steven Nelson or somebody that's available for the Eagles, because I haven't heard nothing on Steven Nelson. I leave one on his Twitter. He's got YouTube. I haven't heard nothing on Steven Nelson. He hasn't signed anywhere yet. So I think Steven Nelson's going to wait until after the draft, because a lot of these older veterans are going to wait till after the draft to make sure they have a guaranteed starting spot with a team. So we'll see. John says they need to get someone in the draft right now to help Mr. Roseman in drafting. I think there should be a collaborative effort this year. That's what I'm hoping, that there is a nice collaborative effort with this draft. And I think Howie is working with the coaches with this draft. And obviously, certain player that is available has to fit the scheme of what they're doing. But I don't want to go by, can he fit the scheme? I want to go by best player available that could start on your field, right? That can start on the football field right now. That's why it kind of got me nervous after that press conference between Nick and Howie Roseman at the combine. But it says, what's the word? I hope we haven't spent on a cent. Joey, go draft. Yeah, we haven't spent anything yet. We have about $23 to $24 million. I saw the updated cap the other day on Twitter. So, yeah, it was a 6th-round pick for Robert Woods, bro. I mean, crazy. 6th-round pick for Robert Woods. And I'm sitting here thinking, they're going to give away a 2nd, 3rd-round pick. Mike says, what are your choices? They do nothing at wide receiver. They push Rager at wide receiver 3. Hope they have more sense than this. They should. They should. I think the Eagles have a lot of interest in wide receiver this year, since they really tried to go after multiple receivers. But theoretically, they really tried to trade for one, and they didn't really go after. They just they did homework on a lot of others, but didn't pull the trigger. DJ Chark was gone. Allen Robinson was gone. I mean, you have Valdez-Scantling that's still available, but I don't know if that's the prime guy that they want right now. You know what I mean? Marcus J says, what up, Shakes? What moves we making today? Hope it's Honey Badger. Want him from the start, and a lot of Eagles fans want him. I do want him as well. He would solidify that. He would be a really good counterpiece next to Anthony Harris, and then having Marcus Epps as your 3rd safety, I think would be fantastic. But I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. Paul says, so many Eagles fans miscalculated the Eagles cap space this year. He's signing Kelsey to a big deal than Reddick, and with the draft class costing another 10 to 12 million, that's about it. Well, look, I just talked about even the signings last year. What about them locking up Avonte Max and Jordan Mailata and some of these contracts that are going to count for this year too? Like, we locked up a lot of players last year. So I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. Bud says, if we sign Harris back, we ain't going to sign Tyron. We're definitely drafting either Wyatt or Davis with one of our first round, then hopefully a wide receiver and linebacker. I think they're going to go defensive end and defensive tackle in the first round. That's what I think they're doing. Gas station sushi, never a good idea. Who the hell would do that? Go Kim says, Joey, give him the chance. Karlaftis, pick 15. What do you think of him? I think you can be better. I mean, look, I'm not the big Karlaftis fan. His bull rush is fantastic. I wasn't really a big fan of his combine too much. He looked a little stiff at times, but I wouldn't mind him. I think he's a good player. I think I would go after Jermaine Johnson. I think realistically near our pick at 15, if that's the case. So we'll see. Molly Viles says, did you see the video where Ojabo got hurt? Yeah, that sucked, man. They didn't even check on him. They just picked up the ball for the rest. Dude, that's not what they did. I mean, they were kind of just like stunned it happened. Like, it's just they're not going to surround him and be one person will go up, or a trainer or somebody. So, Ryan, what's going on, man? Brandon Howard says Hurts doesn't read the field. He's inaccurate, doesn't have a deep ball. He was just about the worst QB in the league last year. I don't think he was the worst QB in the league last year, but he definitely wasn't one of the best QBs last year. Paul said, besides Slay, there weren't players to restructure as they did all these last year to get under the cap. Let's see, 9 games under 200 yards passing. It's a damn Trollney's deep in the chat. Let's see. Just place. How can anybody say they can't stand to see anybody get money to the be backup or starter? It's not it's not your money. What do you care? Yeah, no problem, Ezekiel. No problem, man. Paul says Eagles keep Minshew, who is earning $925. Where are you finding a quality backup for this? I mean, you're not, but I don't know if the Eagles are actually going to pull the trigger. That's the whole like. I don't know if they can get a third round pick for him. I think they'll pull the trigger on it. I mean, the Panthers have interest, but it doesn't mean the Eagles have interest to trade him. So I understand. So I don't know. Quality backup, sure, definitely. Marcus, what's going on, man? Limit says, Young, we went to the playoffs and with the easiest schedule in the league and 0-7 versus playoff teams. Limit says, our schedule is going to be harder. We might not make it this year. Henry says, I hope you get Honey Badger or Bobby Wagner. That'd be one of those two signings that really help me right now. That dude said, trolls make the world go round. That's true, though. That's really true. Riot says, man, Howie is a joke. You got to spend the win. It seems like they find with Eagles being subpar, and if we think he's going to nail all three picks, people are high. He might, dude. He had a good draft last year. I mean, as of last year, he had a good draft. This year, he has a lot more flexibility where he doesn't have to pay a lot of guys in free agency. Like, you could draft top players this year that could start for your franchise for 10 plus years. Okay. That's why I don't see him pulling the trigger on a lot of players. I understand that. But at the end of the day, they have $24 million in cap space. They need over $10.5 million just to sign their draft class and their undrafted free agents. Okay. So cap wise, there's not much there. They could sign a mid-tier, maybe close to a mid-tier guy, not there, but they're waiting. I don't know what they're going to do. I think the third wave of free agency, you're going to see a couple guys get signed. And I don't think it's going to, because guys do get cheaper as the days go by. Guys are going to get a lot cheaper. And Howie Roseman is probably in talks like, hey, we're going to wait a little while because, those guys are more expensive right now. So we'll see. Young Udai says, doesn't matter. We don't make a schedule. All this trolling. Yo, Michael, what's going on, man? Paul says, Greg Ward will not make the 53-man Raw. Why? Why not? What? You think JJ and Ray are going to make it over him? I don't know, bro. I think one of them's, I think the odd man's going to be out. I think one of them's going to be gone. At least JJ is definitely going to be gone at this point. JJ, the enforcer. That was probably the funniest thing. Donnie Beck says, Travon Walker, Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis, Ahmad Gardner, Stingley Hamilton, Jermaine Johnson, Lloyd Burks, Garrett Wilson. These are the guys we absolutely need. Oh, 100%. I agree with that whole list. I love that whole list. You're thinking how I'm thinking. Younger guy says, how does it matter? We don't make our schedule. Yo, what's going on, Marcus? James says, do you usually do NFL schedule release streams? Will you do one this year? Oh, yeah, definitely. When the schedule comes out, oh, sure. I'll definitely do a schedule release to go over the schedule and see how it's going to look. So we'll have that schedule, I think, next month. Sorry. It's early. Oh, and for me, this is early. Brandon Harris, tell me one QB in the league worse than Hurts. I mean, as of right now, I don't know. I don't when it comes to his numbers, I understand, because I think he almost had 700-800 rushing yards, whatever it was this year. His passing wasn't fantastic. What is Jalen Hurts' stats for the whole entire year? I don't even know what he threw for last year. I don't know what he threw for last year. I think there's definitely a ceiling with Hurts. You know what I mean? I think there's something there with him, but he just has to work on his craft. And I don't know if it's going to happen. He might not. He might not get better this year. So I'm not really sure. You know what I mean? He's not the worst I've ever seen. No, but Young says some things the Cowboys did in the playoffs. Just place his better pick too, because ain't no way Eagles use all three. I don't think they are. So Paul says Ojabo's now a late second round, maybe even or third round pick, as we'll miss the rookie season most likely. Parody Bird says Brandon, stop cabin. Limited says it's very much this because we can't overhype the team based off an easier schedule. No, because I thought we had a pretty good schedule last year. You know what I mean? I thought we had a pretty good schedule last year. So I think the Eagles are going to use all three picks. Michael says Titans sign Woods. What is Howie doing? I have no idea. Limit says 0-7 versus playoff teams, an important stat. No, I get it. No, it is. Or our defense didn't do anything either. Our defense didn't. I mean, I think the only defense we played good against was the Saints, and that was it. I think that was the only team we actually looked good against. But there was a lot of players missing from that game too. The Saints had a lot of injuries in that game too. So Michael says Titans sign Woods. What is Howie doing? Barry says, what if anything do you make of the restructuring of Fletch and Slay to free up extra cap? So with Fletch, they did not do much of anything with him. They redid his deal, so we wouldn't have to pay him $18 million. Our pay, towards the cap, $18 million. They got the dead money from 40 to 12 million, and they only saved 2.1 million with Fletch. That was it. Okay, Slay they freed up 11.9, but we only have 23, 24 million in cap space right now. So we only had like $7 million, probably a little bit more than that, in cap space before that move. So it might not be for anything. It might be to sign a player or two in the third wave of free agency. It might be for, maybe they're going to draft another player with one of their first round picks. Maybe they're not going to trade back. But I think overall, like, I would take it with a grain of salt. I wouldn't hype it up too much for what they're going to do. But I feel like they're not done in free agency yet. I feel like there's going to be more moves. So we'll see. Edwards says, really thought Eagles would sign a vet receiver. And I felt like they were going to. With Calvin Ridley, it didn't work out in that trade. We heard Allen Robinson didn't go through. We heard DJ Chark didn't go through. Then all of a sudden they had no interest in Juju Smith-Schuster. That went down. He signed with Kansas City. So, I don't know what they're doing. That dude says, okay, so Hurts the worst. How now go take a medication before you overload. Chris says, being we can't sign 3-1s, why don't we trade up top 5 pick? They could do that. They could take 2 of those picks. They want to move up top 5. I don't know how much it's going to cost getting to the top 5, but maybe it costs 2 first rounders. I'm not sure. They go top 5. They got to draft either Hutchinson or they got to draft Kayvon. I think Hutchinson is going to go number 1 overall this year. I really do. He's number 1 or he's going to be top 3. So Hutchinson is gone. Are you taking Kyle Hamilton? Or are you taking Kayvon? I would take Kayvon Thibb, and I think Kayvon Thibb was better. I think Kayvon Thibb is better than Trevon Walker and David Ojabo. But I think at 6, if you're in top 5, I think Kayvon Thibodeau would be like probably your number 1 target if you want to go edge rusher. Misery says, we will never get anywhere if we keep converting players' position. I'm about sick of it. Young says, do you realize we were picked last in the NFC East, right? Rob Jr. says, we won the whole thing with the second and third wave of free agency. Pellers Bud says, wasn't Hurts ankle messed up near end of season? From what we heard, it kind of was. Obviously, Grass says, Howie's doing something way too quiet. It's been very quiet. I feel like he's not done yet. Definitely not. So Paul says the 4 players the Eagles extend last season to new deals: Goddard, Maddox, Mulata, TJ Edwards. Will all take effect. That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody looks at that. Look at Paul, what he said right here. This is perfect because a lot of people are like, well, they did it last year. It's like, no, dude, they did it last year, but it's all for this year. Like, those new contracts take effect this year. So they have to take that into account as well with these new contracts and these new players that they locked up. Young guy says, if it matters to you because you're the only person pushing. Mr. Nito says, if you play safety your whole college career, you're not a linebacker. Diamondbacks, hopefully the Panthers take a quarterback in the draft and let the talent on the board fall to us. I think Washington's taking a receiver to go with Scary Terry, not to mention O-line are going early. I don't know how much. I think 1 or 2 offensive linemen can go early. I think Sauce can go top 10, so that might help us in the long run, even though there's a lot of Eagles fans that want Sauce, but I think that's going to help us in the long run. I think at least 2 offensive linemen and a corner are going to be taken. So that's going to be a lot. It's going to be good for us. That means more talent that in need of what we need right now is going to come down and be there when the Eagles are up. Olimika says, Young, I don't care who picks us for the facts that we were 0-7 versus playoff teams and got stomped in the wild card game. Yeah, we were. That game was over in 10 minutes. Jaden Madown says, who do you think draft Malik Willis? I don't know. I thought the Steelers were going to draft him originally, but since they have, someone's going to take a chance on him, and maybe he's going to be the backup and obviously learn. So, I think the Steelers could do it. Maybe. Oh, no, they're not. They already have a backup quarterback. Dwayne Haskins signed back, so that's probably not going to happen now. I don't know, actually. We're going to see. Big Pop Cookie says, maybe Julio is still available. Red zone target would be great. Young says, you keep saying the same thing as if it's going to change anything. Paul says, wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders will be a veteran free agent receiver the Eagles sign. Emmanuel Sanders is what, 30, 31, so he is old. I'm interested to see if they're actually going to sign a guy that, a veteran receiver like that. Philadelphia Eagles fan too says, Joe, did you see that the Broncos signed Alex Singleton? Yeah, good for him, man. I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? I'm happy for Alex Singleton. Falcons Matt Ryan wants a brand new 3-year deal from the team. Oh boy, so he might be asking to come back. He might want a new deal as of right now. Might want an actual new deal. Michael Dujon says, Titans sign Woods. What is Howie doing? St. Westbrook says, anything happened yet? Nothing's happened yet, man. It's been very quiet, as it has been the past 6 days. Besides the first day, we're on the 7th day of free agency as of right now. Oddly Viral says, I love Miles Sanders' play style, but he gets injured. Yeah, he gets injured a lot, man. He gets injured a lot. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. So it's unfortunate. It just happens, man. We got 415 in the chat on a Sunday, guys. This is Sunday, guys. This is Sunday, right? Yeah, it is Sunday. I mean, you guys are in here talking football on a Sunday. We have no games, obviously, so today would be a much different day if it was during the season. But appreciate everybody coming here. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not. 416, much love to everybody that's in the chat as of right now. We've been doing this the past 7 days, pretty much the past week, which is great. And I think it's been awesome, having fun. But obviously, would like something to break as we're streaming would be pretty cool. But hasn't yet. So if you guys haven't, hit the like button, get to the stream to 100 likes. If you guys have not, I think we're 5 away from 100 likes, and that's it. So hopefully you guys subscribe, check out some of the content, pin comment. We have memberships, extra content for you guys, miscellaneous video stuff that I can't put on YouTube. So definitely check some of that out too. Much love to everybody that's in here today. Claypool's better than Sanders. Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, I think by a landslide. Henry said, "Is Mexican food insane? We need the draft defense, except for Slay, and our corners suck." Would you trade a first for DK? I would do it in a heartbeat, bro. I would do it in a heartbeat. Let me Costa Young, what are we talking about? We made the playoffs as a safe heaven. When you look at it, actually, we struggled making it in the easy schedule. We're 0-7 versus playoff teams. And I think on top of it, dude, it's like we got help getting into the playoffs. What I mean? We got help getting into the playoffs. So I mean, that's a whole nother thing too. We had to rely on 2 games, really. But Paul said Julio Jones has never been productive in the red zone. He's too old, banged up, and washed up. No thanks. Bigger says that we had a first-year coach, first-year QB, rookie wide receiver, and made the playoffs. There's the expectation that all those first-year guys will grow. Not worried about schedule next year. Ahmad Lee Rouse, the Steelers won't trade Claypool. He's their solid number 2 receiver. I mean, you never know. If the deal is right, you never know. Jay Wheels says, if not moves are made, Howie needs to hit with at least 2 of the 3 first for immediate impact. Miles says, Titan sign Woods. What is Howie doing? The guy's saying the same thing every 2 seconds. You're going to see Maddox is one of the best slot cornerbacks in the L. People are blind. Oh, I think Maddox is great at nickel. I think he's fantastic. Joe Judge said we should definitely trade one of our first-round picks for DK. I would do it in a heartbeat, bro. That's been the dream trade I've had all offseason since Russell Wilson, really before Russell Wilson left. But I think when Russell Wilson left, when we didn't think Russell Wilson was going to get traded, I think it was like very obvious we could make this happen. So Jake says, how do the Chiefs have money to just save people? The Rams, the Broncos, etc. We have 0 big-time talent on this roster. Can't afford to pay more. Howie is not a cap genius. Ron Rose says Darius Slay brings a great versatile of the secondary skill set to be more productive and getting into open pocket routes. Limicod says Michael because Woods wanted to go to the Titans over Eagles, or the Eagles didn't even try to trade for him. Regardless, either might say Joey isn't it interesting how he got the contract section early and before the draft? He can really do whatever he wants now in the draft. So he doesn't have to worry about his contract. Elliot says, yo, Joey, if we get a receiver in free agency because we know how you're going to mess it up a receiver in the draft. I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't know what they're going to do, but I think there's a good chance they might sign a free agent receiver, but I think there's an actually good chance they might draft a receiver this year in the first or second round. So even if they don't sign a receiver in free agency, there's a lot of good receivers in this draft. The Eagles will have a pick. I don't think a lot of receivers are not going before the Eagles pick at 15. I think first round wise, you could pick anybody you want. Second round, you're going to have to be more selective, depending on who's gone in the first round. I don't really care for Joe Hayden. I think you get Xavier Rhodes, Patrick Pearson. If not those moves, you got to sign Steven Nelson back. I think Steven Nelson will sign back. So we'll see. Jeff Brown, we need cornerbacks, free safeties, linebackers, a few good other receivers, and we could be a Super Bowl bound. I mean, I think you still have another year or 2 years after you're actually going to compete for anything. Because you have to see what this quarterback position is going to give you. You can get the best receivers. You can have the best tight ends. If you're not throwing the football right, the anticipation on throws, you're hitting guys in short windows. I mean, Devontae Smith got open so many times this year as well as Quez Watkins. But I tell you, there were some routes that Devontae Smith ran that, Jalen Hurts has got to hit on some of these throws, and he just doesn't, unfortunately. These tight window throws that he's not hitting on. So, let's see. Jay Grant said it's pretty sad that not many people want to come here. I don't doubt. I mean, I'm not surprised at it. You know what I mean? Chris Scott says sign Matthew, trade for DK in the draft. We could take Lloyd, Wyatt, and Walker, second round, move up in the second, and draft McCreary. I think McCreary is one of the most underrated corners in this draft. I think he's going to actually be a sleeper, to be honest with you. But to sign Matthew, I would love it. Trade for DK, at least one of those moves would be fantastic. Let's say Sauce, an outside guy. I'm not throwing dude into the slot. No, definitely not. Why would you? When you draft a corner in the first round, you don't draft a nickel slot corner in the first round. You don't draft a corner in the first round to put him as the number 2, that put him as an inside guy. That's not what you do. Brandon Howard is actually the only QB worse than Hurts is Daniel Jones. I'd sign Fitz Magic. I believe Green choices. Max is a beast in the slot. We don't need anything other than that depth. Ash says Cap hasn't taken NFL snap 6 seasons. Folks still act like we have no idea if he's even able to play in today's game. Paul says the Eagles cannot afford to sign veteran backup QB, so Minshew stays, and if he's moved, then it means that they will draft a QB. Jake says receiver do not want to play here. It's John says for linebackers, keep Singleton, get Wagner, all those middle linebackers. For outside linebackers, we have Hassan Reddick and Devin Lloyd, and use him as an outside linebacker. Well, Singleton's gone. He went to Denver, so he's not here. Andrew Booth is definitely somebody I'm looking at. I like Andrew Booth a lot. He says Hurts was the worst passer and throws 20 yards. Imagine any receiver wanting to play with Hurts. They don't. Edwards says, how will the Eagles fill in another safety? Brad says first round should be DO. If I'm Howie, I'm using all 3. NFC East wild. Let's see. Eagles fan breaking says per league sources, Commissioner Roger Goodell is looking at allegations that Dallas Cowboys have been impersonating an NFL team owner. Jerry Jones has been unavailable. Comment. Who says, I wonder why we won't keep Alex we don't keep Alex. He's a backup, dude. He's nothing more than a backup. He's not starting. Like, look, he can start a couple games for you. Like, he was a leading tackler this year, but he's not perfect. And the Eagles didn't want to give him a contract. I mean, he was due a contract. I don't know what he got paid over in Denver, but, it's really showing me that they want to change the position. That's what they're showing me. So that's a good sign for me to say, like, hey, maybe they are going after a linebacker in this draft if they're getting rid of him or they're not re-signing him. You got to let go of some of these players. John says collab with Cool Cat Connor. Cool Cat Connor's a good dude, man. I've watched some of their streams with Notion and some of these other guys. Ebby says he has raw talent, had 1 year as a starter, let him grow as a QB. He's 23 years old. Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, Wentz, Baker all played worse than Hurts. Limit Cost says Alex sucks in coverage. That's why. Dalvin says, yes, Jalen has a lot to improve on. I will admit it, but if we are going to talk about his downfalls, let's hold the receivers accountable. Also, imagine his stats without drop. Yeah, but dude, I had somebody say that in the live stream the other day, dude. There was less drops, okay, than Jalen Hurts' accuracy and putting the football where it should be. Of course there's some things to blame. There's a lot to blame for this season, but drops is like, no. Drops is not a major part of this season. I think not having a run game, and obviously Hurts' limited skill set last year and still learning from beginning of the season to the end of the year, which he definitely got better. But I'm not going to blame drops over Jalen Hurts' productivity. Definitely not happening. There were drops when this team was just like so dead and like nothing was working on offense or defensive side of the ball. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it, but It says 15 Garrett Wilson, 16 Nakobe Dean, 19 Andrew Booth. Yeah, that should be, dude. I like those picks. I really like those picks. I'm agreeing to like Giants gave Daniel Jones 3 years, and we want Hurts out after one as a start. Y'all need to chill. Well, look how I mean. At the same time, look what the Giants. I mean, how do the Giants look right now? How do the Giants look right now? For keeping him as a starter for 3 years. Look, if you know that a quarterback doesn't have it, he doesn't have it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's just what it is. I don't care how many years you give a quarterback. Like, if he just doesn't got it, like he doesn't have the simple mechanics, he doesn't have the simple mechanics. So I'm not saying that he doesn't, but he's kind of worried me on some throws that he's made, like some like pure slant throws where he throws behind the receiver or like something like that. It's just the simple throws, throwing a simple screen pass that's off target where you're supposed to hit the guy from the chest to his helmet. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stuff like that just pisses me off. Amali says, I really want to draft Trent McDuffie if he's still there in the second. Ash Aldridge says Hurts passing stats are in the basement. He's not showing much improvement in the passing. He can run. Well, that's about it. People are making a big deal out of the passing for Jalen Hurts. Like, his passing went up in these games, but when teams were playing prevent and Jalen Hurts was throwing underneath and everything was wide open, people were taking those stats and it was getting added in to say that he was playing well. But there was games where he looked good, but, you know, teams had leads on us and they didn't want to give up any big play. So, I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? But, well, Nelson's not horrible, bro. Nelson's not bad. Nelson sucks, dude. Nelson sucks. He's the worst player on the team. I mean, come on now. Georgia said Pat P said definitely still better than Nelson. Brand says raw talent. He's not a long way to go to be average. Young says not last year he wasn't. Paul says Steven Nelson will get a 2-year, 12 to 15 deal for some team. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to command more money. We got him for what, a little bit over $4 million, so we met like kind of halfway in the middle with him. I've agreed 20, so we need to start at cornerback that is young and has upside. I don't want more Band-Aids. I don't either. Jake says, I hope Howie trades all 3 picks the next year. We fired this year. Easy Money says, I'm a diehard Eagles fan. I realize QB is the most important position. I also realize Hurts is not the answer based on his performance, major passing deficiencies in the passing. Hurts is only 23. Let me grow. Took us to the playoffs first year. Did Wentz do that? No. But unfortunately, like, we had help getting to the playoffs. So that's you know, it's not like he took us there, yeah, but we had help getting in there as well. Pass the like button. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it very much, man. Henry says, I disagree. We should have a draft a corner in the first. Slay is getting old, much longer, and will play for us. He's got like a couple years left on his contract, but I mean, I agree. They need a homegrown talent. I just don't think they're drafting corner. I think they're going to go after one of these Band-Aid old corners, whether it's Rhodes, Patrick Peterson, or they're going to re-sign Steven Nelson. I don't think they're going after a corner in the first round. I don't think it's happening. I honestly do not think it's happening. They're going to increase this pass rush, and they're going to plug somebody in at cornerback opposite Darius Slay. That's what they're going to do. Drafting a good prospect who doesn't fit the scheme is a wasted pick. It is, but you can't hone in on just drafting a guy based off of scheme. Okay, like if the guy has talent, he can learn any scheme that he's going into. Like, I think it takes over a lot right now. Mystery though says nothing is great. Go somewhere else and get a bag. Loudcake said half of you can't even throw a football, so do us a favor and keep your opinions. George Bro says, "What's going on, Joey? Hopefully we get a couple of signings today. Honey Badger, Bobby Wagner, bro. I'm hoping. But James says Howie did do well drafting last year, so he deserves some credit. I mean, he did. He had a good draft. It was a good draft. No one can deny he had a good draft last year. I agree. Choice. If Stingley drops 15, 16, we need to take him. I think they might. I mean, they could, but like I said, I don't think they're going corner in the first round. I don't think they're drafting a cornerback, period. Judge Garrett said, what's good? I mean, not period, but I think they're drafting one later on if that's the case. So Judge says, what's good at wide receiver? The wide receiver when you don't have a good enough passer. Hurts is a good playmaker. Noikos says, are we going to get a rude awakening next year when we don't make the playoffs? Well, dude, it might not, dude. No one's saying this team is going to be good next year. Like, you got to get your draft picks in order. You got to get some talent to this roster. And if it's all going to be on Jalen Hurts. At the end of the day, if they add another weapon for Jalen Hurts, I mean, if Devontae Smith's not over 1,000 yards passing, if Quez Watkins isn't over 600 yards or more next year, I mean, if it's just the same crap and we're not doing enough, and like it really, all you need is the eye test for Jalen Hurts. Like you don't need much. Statistics don't matter. They just don't matter, you know. And if he says he's only had Devontae to throw to, team started to double him. Yeah, but he got a dude. He didn't get doubled the whole season. He got a lot of. He didn't get doubled the whole entire season, bro. He got open, bro. Quez Watkins was open all year. Let me cost that's if we don't make more solid moves. Phil Rose says Hurts may not have a big arm or be able to read a defense very well, but he has great legs, and that's something a lot of quarterbacks don't have. Yeah, but it's not going to win you football games. Him running for his life to get first downs and getting them is not going to win us football games. It's a nice added, luxury to have when your quarterback can run and get the first down yards, get those big chunk yards by himself. But it's not going to win you football games if he's making mistakes, throwing picks, not throwing, only throwing the wide open, not really the anticipation on throws, not seeing wide open guys, not reading defenses. So everybody said, what wide receiver that's left should the Eagles sign? I don't know. Valdez-Scanling's the only guy that I can see that they're signing in free agency. But other than that, I think they trade for somebody. So you need to be better understand the trade market, Joey. High-priced older players don't return much as trade. Cooper returned a fifth. High-priced older players don't return as much. Well, I think with the Cowboys, it was different because they desperately need to get rid of him. I mean, I think it was just a desperation move. I didn't think they were going to get a high draft pick for Amari Cooper anyway. So that's what the trade market for wide receivers hasn't been good this year anyway, especially signing receivers because Christian Kirk kind of messed all that up because I think there was a standstill with the market after what happened with that. Spouse says if we get Honey Badger, could we get DK or Wagner as well? And I'm thinking I'm just thinking they're going to get one more like really good mid-tier signing. I mean, other than that, they might not. So I mean, I could see that happening. So Alex says, give us the sauce for our Honey Badger. Easy Money says, we had no shot with Hurts, even with an elite defense. Hurts had the most games in the NFL with under 200 yards passing, 9 games under 200 passing yards for Hurts, 9 worst passer on throws over 20 yards. Joe Judge says, we are not going to want to come here as free agents. Our QB can't throw the ball. MVP Leo says, Goddard is not consistent. I think he's fine. I think we threw to him way too much this year. I mean, that's me. I think they need to spread the ball out more than everybody else. I think they threw to him way too much this year. We need to spread the ball away. Jake says Howie deserves credit for drafting a receiver because he missed a receiver 2 years in a row prior. I don't think so. Ours says Jordan Davis would be insane. That's a good sign. They're looking at Georgia. Looking at Georgia players in general, going to Georgia's Pro Day. Devontae Wyatt and Jordan Davis have pre-draft visits with the Eagles right now. It's a good sign. It's a really good sign what's to come. Let me catch MVP Hillis and Smith was still open with a different QB. Smith would have had 1,300 plus yards. Burgang, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? Rooks for 4 said we're going to Leo Channel in a second. Jeff Brown said we need a vet receiver on that offense. Young Uday says people are just saying anything in the chat. Brandon says good grief. His throws aren't even 50-50. It don't matter who's out there. It's crazy. People hate Jalen Hurts. There's a lot of people that just hate Jalen Hurts. We could definitely take the NFC with a couple moves. NFC's wide open this year, bro. Bring JJ Ortega White has been traded to Cleveland Browns for a lifetime membership at any massage parlor of Harry Roseman's choice. Oh my God. Let's see. Would you like a safety? Yeah, give me one right now. Philly Boy Floyd says David Johnson Booth is my first round fantasy picks. Let's see. Ryan Rowe. Anthony Harris will have to be more consistent in being aggressiveness while playing great defense running game. Yeah, look, if we don't have pressure with our defensive line, it's hard. It's hard. Like the back end. I think Anthony Harris didn't really flash too much last year for me, but I think he'll be fine. You know what I mean? I think he'll be fine. So, I think it was a good sign. You got to add that veteran leadership, at that position. I'm surprised McLeod wasn't brought back instead of Anthony Harris, unless they're bringing McLeod back and we don't know about it yet. I mean, that could be a possibility if they're not going to go after safety. So. Irene says, I'd be open to bringing QB in the compete with Hurts, but don't want to spend draft picks trading for one. No, I don't either. I don't want to draft one in the first, second round. They do. I'm going to be pissed off. Henry says, I say let's give Hurts one more season before we hit the panic button. I think they're going to give him one more season. I think that's the way it's going to go. Poppy Joy says, what's up, bro? So far, it's looking like next year it's going to be a building block for the up and coming seasons and getting younger with the draft and not signing no old man player gang. Paul says, I love so many uninformed fans base their prize on their indie combine drills. Teams and scouts don't. You have to see their game tapes, what schemes they're in. Well, nobody's like you that knows the ins and outs of the combine. Like there's casual fans that watch the combine but don't know the ins and outs of, like, everybody is not great on. I'm not great on it, dude. Like just because I'm on YouTube doesn't mean I'm a reporter. Or I'm somebody like that knows the ins and outs of the NFL. I don't. I'm just a fan with an opinion, and that's it. It may not be the best opinion, but it's just an opinion at the end of the day. So you got to give respect to the fans that just don't watch and don't know, all that extra information, and it's not they have to know it, but, they just go off of like how they see things. And that's just the way it is. As a drafted QB this year is the best possible situation. They would have to spend a ton of resources, then they can reset rookie contract with an actual QB. Justin cares the Shakes. Would you trade straight up Hurts for Mayfield? No, I wouldn't even trade for a quarterback, bro, because you're going to have to give up something for the Browns. The Browns are going to want something in return, especially because they gave up a lot for Watson. They're going to want something in return. Albert Green says, you see a 50-50 ball where they missed where Smitty Moss Sertain. Yeah, that was a really nice play this year. While Husky Kings are breaking news, Eagles trade their whole lineup for Nick Foles and a box of Skittles. Will says Brandon Howard just trolling. MVP says, but he is it, but he drops the ball too much. Elbet says sign Honey Badger P2, then draft Brisker, Alam, and best available DL. Brandon says QB class is buns this year. Next year we should go hard for QB. Bergang says we need to get on, my guy. Yeah, let's definitely do it. I'll hit you up actually after the stream, bro, so we can figure it out. I promise. Well, right after the stream, I'll hit you up. Says Hurts will be going after this year, and I will be happy. I believe Green Twenty said I thought we should have gotten Jacoby Brissett. He was decent in Indy, but Sirianni was there. Brandon Howard says if we want to be comp this year, Fitzmagic will be a good 1 year plug. James Meldown says, who do you think drafts Willis? I don't know, dude. Like I thought it was the Steelers. It could be really anybody that takes a chance on him to be a backup and let him sit in the back. Let him sit, in the background for now. Gio says Hurts season. Mike Laurel says, well, I'd love to get Jarvis Landry. I don't think he's coming here, bro. I think he actually wants a little bit of money. He's actually visiting some teams right now. Brandon Howard says Brissett would have been a good option. Algira says, let's see. Big Pop Cookie says, Joey, hope your day is going great. Off topic, but Saw 10. Do you think actually there could be a good Saw movie? Yeah, no, it's in the making right now. There's going to be a Saw 10, but it's actually going to take place before Saw 2 or something. You got to read about it. There's a whole synopsis about it. Easy Mike says Goddard is a top 3 tight end and a real QB. I think he is a top. I mean, he's definitely a top 5 to me. I think if he gets the ball a lot, I don't know. I think he's a top 5. I think he's got so much talent. I don't think he's definitely hasn't reached his ceiling yet. Amali Viral says Rager was live with Sanders. Someone said he lost the Giants game for us. He laughed and said, I did. You're right. I lost us the game. His attitude sucks, bro. Yo, what an idiot. What an idiot. I wonder why no one wants to play here. Dallin Rich says, yes, Jalen has a lot to improve, I will admit, but if we are going to talk about downfalls, let's hold the receivers accountable. Also, imagine the stats without jobs and penalties. Let them grow. Oscar, go home and get your box. Oh, my God. Jose says, hopefully the injury of Jabo Sustain will not play tricks with his head and he returns whenever. I really want him to be successful, man. I really do. Like, I hope it doesn't ruin his career because sometimes these injuries, like, especially for the first time when you deal with an injury like that, I mean, it makes you stronger at the end of the day. It just depends how he reacts to it, the rest of his career. Hybrid choice. I hope we spend high picks on D-line this year and get to watch Wentz get sacked a ton twice this year. Bang Burgang said trade for DK for Lockett, sign Honey Badger, then prep for fight for draft. I'm surprised no one's traded for Lockett. They're trading for Robert Woods. I mean, Lockett, I'm surprised no one's traded for him yet. I wonder what they're asking for Tyler Lockett as of right now. I'm not sure. Younger says, I love Goddard, but he's not top 3. Oscar says, you're right. Hi. Oh my God, this you guys are going crazy in this chat. The Eagles were 0-7 against playoff teams. Joe Dawson, the schedule came out. It's on there. Well, I'm talking about like the actual week-to-week schedule, not like the opponent schedule. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, I'm so behind, guys. I'm so sorry. You guys are fighting so much. Dude, I'm really behind on this chat. This is not good. I'm really behind. I apologize, though. I can't find this tweet. Oh, I got it. I mean, this comment. All right, we have a super chat from Bergame31. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, why so many think Hurts will be the same next year? Not logical thinking 23 about to be the same offense scheme for the first time ever. He getting better. I'm hoping he does, man. Look, a lot of Eagles fans are not liking Jalen Hurts. I understand why. A lot of people think that he's got a limited skill set and he's not going to thrive. But I was all for keeping Jalen Hurts for this year. I was all for it. I don't want to draft a quarterback. I didn't want to trade for a veteran quarterback. Let him play for one more year and see what he could do. I mean, that's it. You know what I mean? That's all I can really say right now. So, at Bergang31, if you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, he's an Eagles content creator, so check his channel out. He covers the Philadelphia Eagles and works his tail off. So definitely check his channel out, and definitely we'll be getting together with him soon. I'll tweet. I'll actually message you after. I I messed up a couple days ago, so. We got Super Trevor Morgan Holmes. Appreciate it very much. It's the Clan Kadarius DK Metcalf, please. You love that, dude. It sounds so professional. It sounds so good. I love it. I think it's fantastic. As of right now. So, Ryan Hunter says Falcons fan 28-3, bro. Stop talking. Oh my god. Rose says Honey Badger to our DK. I'd get DK right now, bro. I get DK right now. I've been so infatuated with that. I don't even know. You good, Joey? I'm good, man. Hey, Joey, what's your take on Arnold, Elbitek, and DN from Penn State? I think he'd be pretty. I haven't looked at that defensive end at all. Is he supposed to go like late second to third round, or because I heard a lot that he's going late second. That's what I heard, that he dropped off a little bit. Jay said, no Atlanta's ever won a Super Bowl, a super owl, and they have the lowest win point of any pro system in NBA, MLB, NHL, and NFL. Falcons fan said Braves in Georgia won rings. I've seen 2 rings. You know, I have seen 1. Dude, come on now. Like, really? You're gonna bring in other sports and baseball and football into college football into it, bro? Come on now. That's kind of sad, dude. So I said, for the ownership that wants to be a pass-heavy offense, 2 weapons, Smitty and Goddard just isn't going to be it. Falcons never recover from the 23 debacle. Terrell says it hurts season. I love it. Dilly. Falcons fan says, what happened to 76ers last year? Trey Young owns you. Yeah, and I don't think and and the Hawks ain't making the playoffs this year, and right now they're not making it this year. So. Uhavian says the issue Hurts are fixable. Limit Cod says Eagles are time winning percentage 49%. The Falcons all time winning percentage is 42%. John Johnson said, yeah, let's go Jordan Davis, Devin Lloyd, Kyle Hamilton. Ronnie says we have the real rings, bro, football, baseball, college football, and what we beat Tom Brady. Limit Cod says Falcons, and we won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles versus the best QB of all time. That's true. That is true. If you want to beat somebody in the Super Bowl, you want to beat the best. And the Eagles did that. We played Tom Brady, beat Tom Brady. Terrell says, how far do you think we can go if this season, the Eagles? I don't know how far they're going to go. I don't. I would say another 7-9 win season again this year, like I said last year. I mean, there was Eagles fans last year that said we were going to win like 4 games. I was kind of like, dude, like that's kind of ridiculous. Some people, I mean, that's what people were saying last year. I was like, that's kind of nuts. MJ says, Jalen, let's see. Where do y'all think Wagner is going? I mean, I think he'll actually sign with the Cowboys. Right? Do you think? I mean, I had him connect to the Cowboys. A lot of these veteran linebackers going to the Cowboys. I don't know if that makes a difference with what's his face that got re-signed on the 1-year deal, Leighton Vander Esch or whatnot. But I mean, I would love to pick up a guy like that, a veteran guy like that can mentor some of the young guys. But I don't think we're going to do it. But Falcon says, Joey Shakes, you own me. Bergang says, come on, guys, hit the like. Over 400 needs to be over 150. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, man. Marvin Truth says, face Atlanta sucks as a professional sports team base. The players in college are pretty good, but they go to win rings everywhere else but in Georgia. That is true. We got a super chat from Jeremiah Butler. What's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day today. I'm a good with Rhodes or Nelson. Same guy production-wise. I want to address DT, defensive end, safety above cornerback. I'm good with getting one in the later rounds. Yeah, I'm fine with that, man. I really am. I'm fixing my chair because my chair is like... All right, we're good. Sorry. I had to do that. No, I'm good with resign Nelson. If he wants like 12 to 15, then I'm not really sure. They might go after Xavier Rhodes or Patrick Peterson at this point, so I don't know. Xavier Son said, hopefully we can move up to get Stingley or Gardner 15th overall. A third and 6 should be enough to move up to 10. That should be enough, yeah. Big said, what would you rather do? Sign a top tier free agent, halfback, or Wagner, or two mids and mid safety and wide linebacker? I wouldn't. A halfback, no. A Wagner, possibly. Two mids like Edmonds, safety, and White. I mean, Edmonds is good too. I think Edmonds has a really high ceiling. He just needs to get coached a little bit. Alexander, for a lot of these veterans are asking for way too much. That's definite. 11-6 with a tougher schedule. Falcons fans, the Falcons are getting Watson, so watch out. God. Jerry Bud says, hey, Joe, I saw at least our Eagles didn't blow a 23 lead at the fourth quarter and choke it. If we did that, man, that would have been horrible. Imagine if that happened to us. Like, I actually felt really bad for those Atlanta fans. I really did. Like, they were riding high during that game, and they just, I don't know what they did. I think they played like soft coverage. Like, I don't know. Falcons were owning that game. Owning that game. Brandon Howard says he went to Browns. Then McCott says Falcons. You do know he went to the Browns? I know. I think he's trolling, but maybe he really doesn't know. Maybe he really doesn't know. I have no idea. Oh, this chat turned into a chat today. I'll tell you that much. It's like, screw this. Oh my God, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I gotta say, it's pretty hilarious. James says he got traded to the Browns. That's so funny. James said all the free agent wide receivers suck. Landry is a maybe, but I'd rather have two young, healthy, hungry wide receivers. Yeah, I get it, and they could draft another one this year, which I think they will do too. Terrell Roberts says, "Q, what you they get OBJ Landry, Matt Ryan done after the season? I think so. He's trying to actually work out. He's trying to ask for. So what the news came out about Matt Ryan is he's trying to ask for a 3-year deal for the Falcons. He's asking for another 3-year deal, so he might actually get re-signed. It might happen. So I don't know. Oh, but don't forget that the Eagles have 11 picks in a deep draft, dude. I'm telling you, it's a flexible draft for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think they're picking that many players, but they have multiple 5th rounders, multiple 6th rounders. So they're definitely going to trade some of those to move up a little bit for certain players. So we'll see. Tony Scar said, how many touchdowns were called back due to penalties last year? How many touchdowns were called back due to penalties last year? A lot. I think 6. I mean, probably like 6. I would say a lot, actually. Terrence says, Joey, in your opinion, who's the best Eagles player ever? And like, oh my God, like Brian Dawkins. Like, I was a big Jeremiah Trotter fan. Like, I was a huge Jeremiah Trotter fan back in the day. Like, loved him. Do I think he was the best player to all others' opinions? Probably not, but Trotter was like one of my favorites. Trent Cole was one of my favorites. I like those big hit players and those guys. I do not live in Philly. I'm actually a New Yorker. My whole life. I live in New York and have to deal with Jets and Giant fans. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. To be honest. Let me cost MJ Matt looking for a 3-year deal. From what it looks like, he's looking for a 3-year deal right now. Kay says, will the Eagles draft a receiver in the first round? It's possible, but do I think? No. If you're picking with 2 of those first round picks, I don't think so. But they've had interest in Treylon Burks. They've had interest in some guys. So I'm not really sure. If they don't sign a free agency in the next few weeks, receiver wise, I could probably guess that they might go receiver in the first, second round because receivers go way into the second round. Rome says, yo, what's going on, Rome? He says, Joe, you doing call-ins? Yeah, I'm definitely going to do more. I did one like when the season ended. I'll do, obviously I'll do another one soon. With the draft coming up and everything, it's going to be a little busy, especially with free agency and these streams going on and obviously everything else going on. So definitely, yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more of that. Trust me. I really do like the call-ins a lot. So Big Yank says P.F. Coleman, best Eagles ever, even if he sucked. Tronic says everyone has such a high expectation for a young second round. Let's Hurt develop. This is the only reason he actually played. Alexander Ford says we will draft QB in the late rounds if we trade Minshew. Falcons fan says, man, this is why I can't ever get my hopes up. James Wesley says Deshaun Watson is a Brown, really? Joey, what's up, bro? Got here late. I missed anything? Nah, nothing, Rye. Really nothing. I mean, there's been nothing going on. It's been quiet. There's nothing happening. Absolutely nothing. So, Scheme Team says, y'all really live under a huge boulder. A boulder? So, my favorite is Brian Westbrook. Yeah, he was really good, too. Terrell Roberts says, why don't the Eagles try using a fullback? I don't think they're ever going to use a fullback, dude. I don't think it's ever going to happen. We should have beat the 49ers and Chiefs last year. Yeah, we should have. Yeah, could be the Chiefs, 49ers. There were some winnable games last year, and like they were playing, those teams were playing like crap last year. Very says, man, where we're using 3 picks in the first round. Kiers was good. I don't think they are. I think they're trading one of those first round back. Jason said we need to go back and Jim Johnson style defense blitz more. Riva says, Joey, you're a New Yorker. That sucks. I used to like you. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I don't like New York at all. I'm hoping to move out of here soon. So, Eagles fan in Utah here. What's going on, Tanner? I said, man, I love you, Philly fans. Have a blessed day and stay safe. Yo, dude, have a good day, bro. I know you're trolling, but have a good day, man. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the last day of your weekend and the rest of the week. Shannon the Crazy says, why the Eagles don't try to trade for Marvin Jones Jr. Lions haven't done much with his talent. Marvin Jones, did he sign a new deal? He was probably still on contract. I hope DK's still on the table, Kirk. I really do, man. I really want this to work out. Brigade says, who are you picking? London, Burks, Olave, or Williams from Alabama if we take first round? I really like Jameson Williams if he's looking good off this injury. He looks fantastic coming off this injury, and that combine was great. Olave, I really do like. Drake London, I'm not a fan of. I'm really not. For some reason with Drake London, I think his speed is a problem. I think he's got good speed, but he doesn't have to be a first-round talent. I don't think he has that really – I don't think he has great speed. That's why with London, I'm kind of all over the place. But Treylon Burks, I think the Eagles have had interest. They had a meeting with him at the combine. So I think, he ran a 4.5 at his combine, but I think the tape shows a lot more. He looks very fluid, good route running, looks fantastic. So I take Olave. I take Jameson Williams over Olave. Olave should have been what Rager was supposed to be. That's 100%. So I agree with it. We got a super chat from Morgan Holmes. What's going on, man? He says, if you get to count and carries DK Metcalf with Smith and Quez, watch how Jalen Hurts will elevate. Don't sleep on him. Trust me. We'll see. We'll see. Dead Vibe says, why not go after Matthew? He could be our next Malcolm Jenkins. He could be that plug-in piece, but I don't know. I don't know how much he's going to cost. That's one of those signs where, like, I think he was in Disney. He wasn't even around. He was on vacation when all this was going on. So I don't know if he's talked to any teams or what's been going on. I've agreed says, I moved out of New York City like 5 years ago. Been awesome. I bet, dude. I bet. Because I can't stand New York. for a lot of reasons. Steve A says, facts, Drake London reminds me of JJ. I wouldn't say it reminds me of JJ. I think he's good in open field. I think his contested catching is fantastic as like a 50-50 ball receiver, as a big receiver, but it's just his speed that like I don't like think of him as a first round pick or even a late first round pick. But Terrell Roberts says, watch the guy from Michigan that got injured the other day wind up in the second round and fall into Howie's lap. It might happen. Lawrence Greer said, would you be mad if we drafted Matt Corral? I'd be pissed off. If it was in the first 2 rounds, I'd be pissed off. Yes. It's Johnson. Anyone know the release date, NCAA football 2023? Yeah, I don't have any idea. I saw some news on it the other day, so I'm not sure. And I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, there's people pissed off. Like the Eagles have the lack of aggression in free agency right now. We need to get rid of Gadden. I think Gannon is going to be on the hot seat next year. I think this is going to be like the year where like he's really got it. We have no excuse but to give him pieces, and if he has the right pieces for his hybrid scheme, then yeah, you know what I mean. I get it. I get it. Ellie says, Joey, what do you feel that Rager and Arcega are still on the roster? Why are we not tipping our draft hand, or do you think they will make the 53? I think Rager will be here because he's a first-round pick, but I think if they even draft a receiver that's close to starting, or they get one in free agency, I think at this point, I think JJ is going to be out the door. Howie has been trying to justify these 2 picks, and it's just not working. I don't know anybody in the league that gives a starting wide receiver a starting job multiple weeks, pretty much the whole season, and it still gives him that job as not producing anything. Greg Ward sitting on the bench really pissed me off. You know what I mean? Gilmore's nice too, but he's going to cost a lot of money. That's the problem. Like the Eagles aren't in the market for a guy like that. Like I would love that, but they're just not in the market for it. DJ Marcy Mark said, I think if Baker goes to Seattle, then DK would be off the table. Yeah, probably. Maybe. Steve A said, DK really sounds like he's from Star Wars. Joe Douglas of the Jets has killed the free agency and added 6-7 quality starting players and 4 picks, top 40 in the draft to add more talent. Marisol says, I think Eagles making safety a priority in the second or third round. I agree. If you want to get Klein, or you want to get Brisker in the second round, I think that would be great if they can't get Kyle Hamilton in the first. Brian says Drake had 1,100 yards, was the best yak in college football before injury. Runs like a 4.4. Yeah, I'm look. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing on tape, and that's really it. It's like I'm hoping that transcends into the NFL. I hope that he can do the same thing in the NFL. You know what I mean? That's really all I worry about, pretty much. You know what I mean? It's really all I worry about. But I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. But I think the Eagles could do better than Drake London in the first round, if that's the case. I don't think Drake London is the best receiver in the first round. So it's definitely not it. Philly 0024. Drake London is much better than JJ. He's very versatile, can play in the slot. He probably is better. Probably is. He's definitely faster at this point. Ken Osberg says time to get rid of Rager from the UK Eagles fans. Linebacker said he does not run a 4.4. Big Ed says, imagine drafting Davis Lloyd, D-line, Cox, Hargrave, Davis, Son Taylor, outside linebacker, then Edwards, Lloyd, inside linebacker. Wow. Mallory says, now with the addition of Hassan Reddick, do you see the Eagles drafting Christian Harris in the second round, or maybe adding Quay Walker in the later rounds? Do we use a 3 to 4? I think Christian Harris would be a very reliable pick in the second round. I think they can go linebacker in the second round. If they don't get a receiver in free agency or the first round, I think they can go after linebacker in the second. They might change how they do things. Like I said, like they need to add a linebacker early. If it's not going to be first round, they got to add somebody in the second. And there's like 3 good at least 2 good safeties, 1 good reliable linebacker. I think Christian Harris did really good testing. I've always liked him. I think people just question his coverage ability, stuff like that. So let's see. Phillies, although Garrett Wilson is by far the best receiver in his class. Bergang says, would you have had 2,000 yards if you didn't get hurt and everyone would have wanted him? No. Them looking at players like that, I'm really excited about it. So Tony says, how much did we get out the cap at the restructure? We only have 24 million right now. That's it. That's all we have. L bets. I like Kirby Joseph and Verone McKinley as day 3 safety prospects. Yeah, that could definitely work too. Savvy Soy says this wide receiver class reminds me of the 2016 wide receiver class. Div Vibes Eagles are probably looking to build through draft rather than free agency, which sucks because there are a lot of good players out there that could help us. What would love to have be Wagner. But dude, like that's the whole point though. If you hit on your draft picks, you won't have to spend much cap space. You'll have better cap if you draft well and you produce those players. That's the whole point of drafting well. So you have teams like the Colts that had over $70 million in cap space because they draft well every year. They draft really good every year. So not all about speed. That's how draft low ceiling bums. Paul says, are you in the city? Oh, no, I'm not in New York City. I hate New York City. I used to love New York City, but as of right now, like I can't stay. There's so many restrictions, and like, you got to have like IDs and proof of this and proof of that, and there's so much going on right now. It's crazy. Ramal says, Joe, imagine if we don't get Reddick and Eagles going to be Cowboys made no effective moves. True that. Mayor say Eagles could got Shark without could gotten the dude from the Rams. Like pay these dudes, Howie, not being more aggressive. See the reason why other teams have 4 good wide receivers. Yeah, and like we have to rely. You know what I mean? He's not taking a chance. We have to rely on like a couple guys. We need more talent at that position. And I think they're looking at this draft and saying there's a lot of good talent that are gonna rise in this draft at receiver. I mean, look at say the Eagles are at the 15th pick right now. They're on the clock. I think a lot of receivers are going to be available. I don't know who's going to go top 10 at wide receiver. I don't know who's going to be the guy. Maybe there's a receiver that goes top 10. I'm not sure. But I think the Eagles are going to have the pick of the litter when it comes to receivers in this draft. And I really think so. I really think so. Terrell Roberts says, I can't wait for the first home game with Washington and Carson Wentz. Dude, that's the game I kind of want to go to. I might actually go to that game. I usually go to the home opener all the time. I used to go to like 4 or 5 games a year. And since like obviously 2020, I haven't really been to that many games. But Ryan says, is there a reason that Gann was on the list for head coach spots, or was it a lack of candidate? I don't know how he had 3 interviews. I don't know. With the Vikings, I could see why, because he used to work for the Vikings as a defensive assistant. But other than that, I don't know how he got I really don't know. Since Fletch is on 1-year deal, I think it's guaranteed that they will pick up Jordan Davis. Dude, I think it's guaranteed myself. I think as soon as Fletch got that deal redone on a 1 year, and obviously you're losing 2 defensive tackles after this year. There's no way. I think they're going to resign Hassan. I think they're going to sign Hassan. I think they're going to sign Javon Hargrave, and I think they're going after one of those Georgia players. I really do. I think Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt is definitely on the radar for the Eagles in this draft. I think so. Ronnie says no other GM would do that. It would last a year in their system and then trade them or release them. John says Alec Pierce is my sleeper wide receiver in this draft. It reminds me of a taller Cooper Kupp. Dev Vibe said we have to have a lot of bad luck in the corners and big contracts like Maxwell. Yes, trade Rager. We don't want him. Colin Brown says Burks best fit for Philly. I love Burks. I love Treylon Burks coming out of Arkansas. I think he's going to be the best receiver in this draft. No joke. I think he'll be the best receiver in this draft. Actually, Devon Smith reminds me of Deshaun Jackson or Steve Smith. Bergang says, but compare numbers to wide receivers where they did play a whole year. He has a game breaker limit, Scott. Tony said we will restructure Hargrave next. I don't know if it's going to happen now. I mean, they have to give him an extension. I think they'll give him an extension and a restructure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're going to do there. I was there for Robert Woods trade to the Titans for a 6th-round pick. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I was like 6th-round pick, bro, and you had like you have like 3 or 4 5th-rounders. Like Leonardo Priaz says, Joey, who do you think we getting in your opinion? I don't know. Like I could see Valdez Scanling coming here at wide receiver. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna. I don't know free agency wise, but who's gonna be here? Mayor Bird game 31. So we had Monster College not look at JJ 3 years and don't have more than 3 targets. Steve S says we would trade. We should draft Treylon and James. Jameson is definitely. I put Treylon Burks Jameson as my number 2 in this draft. Yasser says we need to sign Jordan Matthews. Can't let him reunite with Wentz. They'd be unstoppable. Limicott said before injury, yes, but you always got to be a spectacle with anybody injured. Ramon says, Joey, imagine if Howie draft unknown or low round wide receiver talent on the first. Yeah, that would suck. Limicott says Sidney Jones injured, drops to the second, never the same. Brian Burson says, I wish the Eagles would have signed a cornerback or safety. We should fork money over the Reed and then drafted Brisker, then drafted Lloyd, Garner, or McDuffie. Steve S says, we got to draft Treylon Burks or Jameson Williams. Ronnie Hunter said, Christian Harris runs a 4.4. That's surprising. Yeah, I was actually shocked at his 4.4. I didn't think he was actually going to be that fast. Lucas not saying he's going to be a bust, but you got to worry. As John says, Christian Harris is good and he played for Bama. That's why no one is talking about him. NJ says, I mean, Devonta Smith reminds me of Steve Smith or Deshaun Jackson. MJ says JJ should not be in the NFL. We did not see how he tried to catch in the Cowboys game. I was secondhand embarrassed. That's true. Douglas signs 3 year, $21 million with the Packers. Good for Rasul Douglas, man. It took him 4 teams, but the Packers know how to use him really well. So, and remember, he was an interception. He was a pick machine back in college in West Virginia. He led the whole country with 10 picks. He was a beast, but obviously there's not really much backtrack speed with him, but they use him very well, very well. Eagles of said Drake London never ran a 4.4 brigade. He's a 4.5 guy pre-injury. The concern with London has always been in speed and lack of separation. Brian says, "Oh yeah, he didn't test either." Brian Burke said Justin Ross is a good value pick. He may be best wide receiver in the draft. If it wasn't for his injury, then nothing. He had the ankle injury, I think. I mean, what he got. I mean, I don't know. I thought he got injured during the combine. He got injured again. But I mean, the plays that he did. I mean, with the Bengals. I mean, holy crap! I mean, those plays that he had. He looked like a human joystick off of Madden. It was crazy. Paul Mincy said Eagles would eat about $4 to $5 million in dead money if they move on from him. I don't think that's right. With Rager, I don't think they're moving on. I don't think they're doing it. Limit says Harris a second rounder for sure. That dude says speed overrated. Like Jerry Rice ran a 4.7. Enough said, which is true. I was therefore I would hate if Dean or Lloyd drop to the girls. Breaking news: Drake London is not fast. Paul says defensive Dave will go for number 14, 22 range, so he'll most likely be there for the Eagles. MJ says true. Like, what was John Ross' speed? Ray Evans says the Eagles seeing that Dallas didn't do shit. I feel that affected the way he approached free agents. John B says, I hope we trade away on the first round pick from a first and second next year. Mercedes said, I want to play Wentz and Watson. I got Hurts beating both teams. Hargrave says Justin Ross tested awful, and Drake London is J-Jaw 2.0. Cesaro says, with all the receiver we've been interested in and missed on, I wouldn't be surprised if we make a trade for a big-time receiver soon. That's what I'm kind of thinking. If they're not interested in any of these guys, they haven't even touched or even tried to put a bid out for any of these guys. I think Christian Kirk, I think the only guy they really put a bid out for was Christian Kirk, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. With Doug Peterson was like, nope, not on my watch. So Tony's thinking we might actually use all our draft picks. I don't think we're using 3 first-round picks. With the money, it doesn't really match. Michael Dudon says, I think this is Fletch last year. That's definitely Fletch's last year with us. Definitely. Davis better than Wyatt. I think Wyatt's better as a pass rusher. I think Davis is a better run stuffer, but with Davis and his explosiveness off the line, it's hard for me to really say. I think he's going to do really well in the NFL. I think at 6'6", 340 pounds, I think as a pass rusher, I want to see him in a 4-3 scheme as pass rush. I really want to see it. Mayor Slate says, Bird Gang, he has talent, but he's not starting a linebacker. Week 1, he's a project. Needs to learn how to cover, put safety around him so you don't get cooked. Huggy says that's what we have thought when we drafted DK or Justin Jefferson. It's funny how after all these years you still think he's going to draft the obvious. What a joke! I mean, as of right now, from what he's doing when he's looking at guys from Georgia, I mean, it could be almost anybody at this point when it comes to defensive end, defensive tackle, or linebacker. So, I have, I'm worried about this draft, but I'm excited about it. To hopefully, with a good draft, coming off a good draft last year, I'm hoping they upgrade. Ryan says, I don't ever put D-Jack same convo Steve Smith. You talking about Steve Smith from Carolina? That's just disrespectful. Because Dallas can't keep picking or wide receiver, hasn't got them so far. I don't think they're going after receiver in the first round anymore because they picked up James Washington. CeeDee Lamb's going to be the number one. Cedric Wilson went to Miami. Amari Cooper to the Browns. Michael Gallup got a big contract off of 2 injuries. So Cliff Davis says, don't count out Eagles out yet, but they like to do 1-year deal and do things on the cheap. They might get a veteran wideout in this need. Hargrave says, Jameson 100% better than Burks. Steve says, how far David Ojabo drop? I don't know what he's going to drop. I think there's either going to be a team late in the first round that's going to pick him up, that's going to take a chance, or someone's going to draft him a lot earlier. So I don't know. Marion Stan says, Davis played less than 40% of the snaps, never touched the QB. He says, Robert Woods is 30 and coming off a major injury. I guess the past, if anything, I'd like to look into a Brandon Cooks trade. Brandon Cooks is like 5 years ago move. Like Brandon Cooks, like I'm just not interested. I'm just really not interested in it. He's had the worst luck in the NFL, in my opinion. He unfortunately he's had some injuries, over the years. It is what it is. Guys get injured. But Brandon Cooks, I just had no interest in anymore. Like I did a while back, but now, so we did not get rid of Rager yet. Definitely not. Smells just said the wide receiver from the Rams chose Titans. Well, we don't know that, Smells. You can't say that. You think every receiver that's available, the Eagles tried to go after. It's not true. The Eagles, I think you have to pay Robert Woods. I think Robert Woods was owed like $14 million this year. So the Eagles could give up a cheap draft pick, but they would have to pay him, and the Eagles didn't have the cap space for it. So, yeah, they had the cap space for it, but it's just not. It just wasn't realistic. It wasn't realistic, in my opinion. So there's no, he passed on. He didn't pass on anybody. If he wasn't interested, he didn't pass on anybody. So it is what it is. Johnny said, I hope we trade away one of the first-round picks for a first and second next year, then trade away both second-round picks, move up in the 23 draft and get Anthony Richardson. I think, they're going to trade back one of their picks. I don't know the quarterbacks for next year besides Bryce Young and some other guys, but, we'll see. Elfile says, Sauce Gardner and Nakobe Dean is what we need. Agreed. Definitely agreed. And Noob says, what do you think of the chance we get Tyrann Mathieu? Probably not even 50%. And just my opinion. I want him, but I doubt if it's going to happen. Ramal says, Joey, I'm here telling Howie to do something. Well, we're still waiting right now. Colin Brown said, why not get Kenneth Walker in the 3rd or 4th? They could. Steve S says, Rasul Doe was always good to me. CoLC says, Chris Olave will be the best receiver out of the draft. Bergam actually goes to the game of Senior Bowl. Everyone says he can't cover. I know more about these dudes than you need to check out the tape. Dude can't cover in a project. Right. So Justin Ross had a motorcycle accident and injured his back. He was out for a year. Came back this year for Clemson. I'll draft him in the 4th round. Marisol said Bergam just said Harris better than Dean and Lloyd, bro. I'm done. I don't think he's better, but I think he's very productive. I think he's going to be very productive in the NFL. I don't think he's the best. Like I said, I don't think he's the best linebacker in this draft. I think Devin Lloyd is, but Calvin Brown, I love Walker for comments of Sanders. Paul says, Joey, why would Scaling come to the Eagles? He has a great opportunity to become a Packers wide receiver. Won't Rodgers? Why would he come to Philly? I mean, he might resign with the Packers. That's probably why there hasn't been any more news on him. Probably working on a deal with him to bring him back, because I think obviously they know this. He knows the scheme. He's been around Aaron Rodgers for a while. So I mean, he might. I don't know. It's either he's going to want change or he's going to stay with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, obviously with Devontae Adams, he didn't stay with Aaron Rodgers and didn't care. So he wanted to play for Derek Carr more than Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't really matter at this point. MJ says, who will win more games, Washington or Philadelphia? I think the Eagles can win more games. Like with Washington, I think they'll win some games. Like Carson Wentz won't play bad with Washington. I'm not saying he's going to be great, but he's not going to play bad. There was a short stint with the Colts where he actually played really well, but when the pressure is on him, when the game is on him, he just can't get it done. Like he'll win some games for Washington, he'll lose some games for Washington, but I don't think he's the answer. As much as Rivera thinks like he hopes he's there for a long time. Mercy Kirk was overpaid. I can't blame him for taking that money. No, me neither, bro. Aaron W. says, "Sup, Joey? Sup, Gang? Any movements today?" There's nothing. There's nothing. Steve H says it's looking more and more likely we trade up for have 2 first rounders instead of 3. Eugene says, "Wow, we played Carson and Doug this year. Yeah, we got the Jaguars. We play the Cardinals too. We played Zach Ertz too this year." Miles says we need to draft Treylon Burke. Bowman says Justin Ross is similar to T. Higgins when healthy and a steal in the second, third round. Sean says Wyatt has more sacks and tackles than Wyatt. I wouldn't completely say Davis is better run stuffer. They work well together. Steve says, Joey, I keep missing your take on how our Jabo stocks has fallen. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. It may have fallen, but there might be a team in the late first that might take him as a steal. You know what I mean? That can afford him and say, let's take him in the first and just see what he does. I mean, there could be he could go to the second or he might move to the later rounds. I think he'll be taken relatively early in the early rounds just because he'll be healthy by that time. He'll be healthy by that time for training camp preseason. And, I think there's a team that's going to take a chance on him for a cheap price. We'll see. Tony said, if we all use all 3 first-round picks, how much you think that would cost to sign? It just depends at what they want to play these players. So it's going to be expensive. Like, I don't think they're going to pay 3 first-round picks. I'm not sure it's even going to happen. Sean says, Wyatt has more sacks and tackles than Davis. I would say Davis is the better run stuffer. They work well together. Catholic says, I got the Eagles drafting Jordan Davis, Devin Lloyd, and Linderbaum. Who you got? I have the Eagles drafting, as of right now, I wouldn't mind if they tried to draft for Travon Walker. They got, if they got Jermaine Johnson, Jordan Davis, and, oh my God, like if Derek Stingley was available, if there was a cornerback available, I would take him, but I would try to get one of these linebackers if Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd are available at 19, if that's the case, but. Taylor says, what up, Joey? Showed 2 people at my gym your channel, and they both subscribed. Hey, dude, Taylor, appreciate it, man. Spread the love, spread the word, bro. So much love, man. El Fowler says, no big free agent is Philly with Hurts as our QB. Linderbaum says, Linderbaum going to show. Dallas have 2 good wide receivers right now. Just Blaze says, what if Philly takes both Wyatt and Davis? It would make no sense. It would make absolutely no sense because then it means that they're not re-signing Fletcher Cox or Fletcher Cox is definitely gone, but Hargrave is definitely somebody that they're definitely going to re-sign. I think he's a big re-sign candidate. Taking 2 defensive tackles is just pure stupidity. I think they would have to take a defensive end and defensive tackle. Steve H said, I'm not pressed on this being aggressive in free agency as long as we draft right. And that's what I'm saying. I think if they have a big plan for the draft and they're going to get some monster picks, monster players this year, I'm totally fine with it. D. Mark says, us Eagles fans need to raise our standards. People used to think Jordan Matthews was going to be the next coming of Jerry Rice just because he's related to him. Let me say what happened to JOK. Yeah, I mean that was a big one. I don't know. I don't know if he ended up. I think he ended up getting hurt, didn't he? T. Lewis says Howie will never take a linebacker in the first round. They'll never say never, bro. After the end of the year press conference, when Howie said they don't have the right linebackers for the scheme that they want to have, it really showed me that there could be a chance. Limit went to the Browns. What? Then what? Limit says trade back to got a free first, still drafted a guy we wanted, then drafted a stud lineman, future Pro Bowler. Yeah, Landon Dickerson was. I didn't know what was going to. That was a high ceiling pick. That was a nice analytical pick. I mean, I would say analytical, but coming off an ACL injury, Dickerson was not my favorite pick. But I said if this pick works out, it's almost an A- draft for me. No joke. John Johnson, don't want us to trade any first round picks. Build your team. Yeah, don't. I would say build. I would say keep. You could still get some reliable players at 15, 16. I mean, I think you're fine, to be honest. Jamal Matthews says, I feel like everybody in the division is going to sweep the Giants this year. It might happen. It might happen. Hargrave says we could trade back to a late first and get another first next year. Taking 3 players in round 1 is very realistic. Liam said, okay, I don't understand how I just feel bad for that. I can't say that you don't want me anything. I don't understand how I just got to go to sleep, so I just woke me up. I don't want what? I can't even read that. Because you were 100% hating on the trade back. Aaron W said, no, you're right. I would have gotten a better with 6. Burgain says, Mersley, I live in Bama and watch every game. That what you're talking about. And I said he was better in covers, not better, my guy, right? Get it right. Like guys are going at it right now. I love it. Chris Scott, what's going on? So we're moving up to top 10. We're moving up to top 10, taking Sauce. We'll still have 16 and 19, Walker and Wyatt. So we're going to pick 3 players. 3 players in the first round. Damn. Plus, the Eagles will host the Jags on Thursday night game in late September, early October when Dougie P returns to the link. Steve H says, Lord Brunson is the worst Eagles content creator. Steve H says, should we use our second rounder on Ojabo if he's available? I wouldn't do it because that's a big – I mean, we've already done it once with Sidney Jones cut off an Achilles. I understand, like, players are different, but I'd rather not. It's water, by the way. Got to keep myself hydrated all day. Jeffrey L says, I don't even care about the draft. They blew it. Sam McCarroll says, Bogger, Davis, Buda Lava. Phillies monster lineup. Could that be a 3 years team in the playoffs? Michael Dujon says, when will you do a mock draft? We're going to do it soon. We're going to have the Philly shakedown tonight, hopefully. Philly 500, I think, had food poisoning. He was kind of under the weather. He wasn't feeling good yesterday. We tried to do it last night, but I really want him to be 100%. So he pretty much was like, yeah, we can't do it. So I was like, all right. So I haven't talked to him today, so hopefully he's feeling better. Jerry said Watson is blowing because they paid the most. Howie didn't even step up to the plate. Limicott says, unless trading one of the first for a young stud in the league, then keep it. Miles says, JJ better be off our team. Mayor Slate says, Joey, I'm in love with Marquez. He's a perfect X for us. He has size and good hands, can hold his own. I think he'd be a great pickup. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be fantastic if we picked him up. I really do. I do like him. He might resign, but we'll see, though. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we'll definitely see. All right, let me check this out real quick. Nothing on the home front right now. Nothing on the home front for the Philadelphia Eagles. It is quiet. It is crazy. So Bryce says Baker is going to Seattle or Indy. Steve H says he's doing mocks with Lord Brunson. He was on 0. Hargrave, 29 years old. He'll be 30 next February. No guarantee he'll be extended. I don't think. Well, I think extension will be like a 2-year deal or something like that. Like players are different. Like is Javon Hargrave going to produce better than Cox at like a 30-year at old age? I don't know. I mean, he could. I mean, he had 8-9 sacks last year. And on top of that, he got double teamed after week 5-6 of the season. You know, the edge help, we didn't get any edge help from him. So I'm hoping that's why we have to go in this draft and get a defensive end, get a defensive tackle, help that middle pass rush. Brandon Graham coming back is going to be big, but coming off that Achilles injury. So Grant said Wentz, Barnett, Dillard, Rager, and Smith, unbelievable. How old is Honey Badger? I honestly don't even know, dude. 30? I think maybe he's 30 years old. Joe Bates, you got Cox on 1-year deal with no guarantee, or Hargrave should take both Wyatt and Davis so they hit like they're supposed to you set that at line for at least 4 years minimum. Steve says, I say get Jackson Hill or Jabo in the second round pick. Marion says not selling the farm for Watson was best move. I didn't want to trade for a veteran receiver. Build your roster. That's what I want to do this year. Jerry said if the trade for DK, I'll shut my mouth. I get it, bro. I get it. We got 381 in the chat. Much love to everybody that joined the stream today on a day 7 of free agency. We probably have been doing this the past week. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in every single day whenever you have time. I know it's the weekend. I know you have better things to do on Sunday, and especially yesterday with it being Saturday. So I appreciate everybody that's just coming in and just giving their 2 cents on the Eagles and everything like that. So, yeah, I'm not drinking ginger ale, by the way. I like Schweppes ginger ale better, but I have water. I'm drinking water out of it. I'm not drinking ginger ale out of it. Ginger ale is like my favorite soda beverage. So, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We cover the Eagles every single day. We'll probably be pretty light today since it's Sunday. I'll probably do like one video today. And that's really it. So, I mean, I'll have one video out today, and we're not done yet. We're going to stream for another hour and a half. Probably most likely. We're almost hitting the 2-hour mark right now. So I know you guys, it's a Sunday. You guys probably have better things to do than obviously be here. So let's try to get the stream to 200 likes. We at 197 right now. So definitely get the likes up if you guys haven't liked the stream. It does help out the channel out a lot. Much love to everybody, guys. Like, I know this has been a rough free agency, and obviously not having, a lot of moves happen, but the cap is really tight right now. It's not as big as everyone thinks it is. So much love to everybody. Over 200 likes. Much love to everybody. 206 now. Thank you so much, everybody. So the plan is the Philly shakedown tonight with Philly 500. If it's not canceled, if he's feeling good, if not, then I'm not worried about it. We'll just reschedule it another day. We'll be back to free agency day 8. Live reaction tomorrow. So we'll do another stream tomorrow, probably the rest of the week, to be honest. I mean, I've been streaming a lot. I mean, I'm not used to doing streams. I'm not big on doing streams, but it's been a lot of fun with everybody. You know what I mean? So much love to everybody that's just come in and just give their 2 cents on everything. So definitely subscribe. Check out some of the videos. Pin comment. We got some extra content up for the Philly Shakedown, for the Philly Shakedown, for the Shake Squad memberships as well. Draft highlight reactions, miscellaneous video stuff I can't put on YouTube because it's for copyright strike purposes and stuff like that. So definitely check it out. So there's extra content for everybody. Mayor Slate says, Joey, you want to know what a sneaky pick is in the third? Arnold, yeah, everyone's been talking about him from Penn State as the edge rusher. He's been a Nick fringe star rotational player for whoever we draft in the first round. He's amazing good. Edemite says, Joey Hurts is 0-7 against playoff teams. All games look like some major passing deficiencies. Why would we waste another year to win a Super Bowl and have to beat multiple playoff teams in a row? I don't think they're drafting a quarterback this year. I think they're rolling with Hurts for another year. I think that's what they're doing. I think that's the plan right now. Sean said, I don't know Howie like that pressure. Fans will think Howie's crazy, but our front four is relied on solely to get pressure without much blitzing. So it would make sense, just not popular. No, I get it. Limicaz says, so we both know it won't happen. Oh, yeah, I actually got a text from Philly 500 just now, actually. I've got to get some time. We're seeing in my life. Still got the feeling good, but I want to try. All right, so Philly's not all right. So we're gonna try to do the Philly shakedown tonight. We're gonna try to do it tonight. So it sounds like we're gonna do it tonight. Hurricane says, I love live streaming videos. Yeah, no, like, look, I'm not a live streaming type person. Like, I've never have been. Even like, I'm, because I'm not really a big live streamer. I'm more of like a make video type of guy. That's always what I've always been. You know what I mean? I think it's just something to get used to. Like, I've literally done live streams like 7 days straight for 3-4 hours a day. So a lot of live streaming hours this week. So, which is new for me because I usually don't do it. Because last year in free agency, I didn't even live stream the whole entire like, even when free agency, I didn't live stream at all. I just kind of, like, when the signings happened, I made videos and that was it. But I think this is something we're definitely going to do every year now. So what up? Yo, Rob, what's going on, man? I'll say, why is no one talking about VD edge rusher? Amari Barron ran a 4.3 and was a sack machine. He's much Joey. You want DK Mac, but don't want his elite teammate. Matt Corral is the most important position. When Corral is a star, you'll say how he should have picked him. He's 10 times better than Hurts. Steve says, easy money. What are you going to do when we don't trade for draft Corral? Yeah, what's going to happen, man? You're going to be upset? I don't want you to get upset now. Philly Boy Floyd says, with a job of getting hurt, Abiga could move up in the first. Sean says, I don't know, Limit Cod, not saying it will, though, but it's very possible with Howie more so than drafting a linebacker first round. Kirk John says, kills me when we're going with Hurts another year. We've given him plenty of time. But Theo says, what's your favorite dip brand? Skull. I actually, no, not Skull. Skull is it because I have no choice to, yeah, I don't, usually it's Grizzly. Grizzly's my favorite. I like getting it down south, though. All right, so the Philly Shakedown is pretty much, I don't know if you guys know, Philly 500, if you don't know who Philly 500 is and you've been living under a rock, he is probably the best Eagles content creator on the planet. So me and him have a podcast called the Philly Shakedown. We do it every weekend, once a week right now. We're going to be streaming the draft together on both channels, streaming at the same time. During the season, we stream Saturday night and Sunday night. So pretty much we alternate channels back and forth. So definitely tune into that because it's going to get crazy. It's going to get nuts once the draft comes. We're going to both be streaming the draft, and it's going to be awesome. Remember, so we always draft a QB. We'll draft one even in the fifth to develop. Sammy said, I told Philly we should do a podcast from the toilet. Oh, my God. You guys are bad, man. Dallas wins 12 games, Philly 10 games, Washington wins 8 or 9, Giants win 5-7. Limit says, so we never drafted an Alabama guy, so we drafted Smith. We knows we need a linebacker. He said it. I need to do more videos, though, for sure. Show says, what if? But if it does, that D line will be relentless. The rotation will be more star. Oh yeah, definitely. The rotation will pretty much be your future. Milton Williams is definitely your future. I've been liking him. Big stride. Hopefully in a year or two, a bigger stride as of right now. So I'm pretty excited about that. You know what I mean? I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm excited about Milton Williams. Big jump. I think it's a really big jump. Libby says, Howie even said we don't blame linebacker. Let's see. Philly says, are we still an NFL team? NFL Network said they were going to talk about the NFC East and don't mention us because no one cares about us, really. That's just how it is. Libby cool. You have D linemen, but no linebackers. Nice. Sounds the same as recent years. If they look, they might not go. They might not go linebacker in the first round. I don't know. I think they have to double dip at defensive line in the first round and then go get your linebacker in the second. They should go second round for linebacker this year. They get a competent starter in the second round. I would cry if the Eagles drafted a linebacker in the first round. Dude, me too, bro. I would too. Second one says easy money. What if we took Pickett instead? FMR Ross said, I think Saints got Corral. He's been Breeze frame and style. Because we drafted a guy from Bama. How we never ever do that until last year. And we're trending into a new direction. 2 Bama players last year. I'm like, are you something's telling me Rager is going to ball out this season? I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. I don't trust it. Easy Money says, unlike Hurts best trade is running. Corral best trade is his rocket arm, stronger than Lawrence Fields, Jalen Hurts by far. Because Christian Watson is for sure sleeper. I think he is a big sleeper in the second round. Let's see, Carlos is a new here. Everyone, Bird fam. I'm in Jersey. Well, Carlos, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream. MJ says OBJ to Philly Rams. Don't resign him. Transfast, if you have anxiety, you shouldn't be an Eagles fan. No, I mean if that's the case, yeah, it's the wrong team to root for. Leo says, what are some tips you give a beginner dipper? I don't know, like start small pinches, like start with small pinches. Don't go crazy and like put half a can in your mouth, like see how you feel after you do it the first time. I mean, you're going to throw up or you're going to like be totally fine. I've had people in high school, when I first tried it in high school, I had people like try it for the first time and throw up everywhere. So I would start with like a really small pinch and just try it really, really, really small pinch by now. Easy Money said Hurts couldn't play against defense. Corral and Sicily tears up with my rocket arm. Hurts the left Big 12 where he could use his best trait against bad comp. His legs Hurts 0-7. Let me cause a Rager, just not the guy we need. Let him go. Sean says, if Wagner signed, if not, and how he gets him, would you still dislike Wyatt and Davis? No, of course not. No, I wouldn't, but I don't see them picking 2 defensive tackles. Unless you're saying at least pick up one of them in 15, 16. No, I'm not out on that. I think they're getting one of those. I think it's going to be White or it's going to be Davis with 15, 16. I swear to God. So I said maybe we take a flyer or Jabo in the second, kind of like we did with the cornerback from Washington. Easy Money says Corral is the real deal. That's why the Eagles are in attendance. Or Corral owned Malik Willis and went through the entire offense with him in the combine. A pinch is pretty much the size of like a pinch, meaning like you take a pinch out of a 10, meaning how big it is. Never mind. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm going to get pause. Pause on all that. Pause on all that. You're good. You're good. You're good. I said best advice for a beginner pincher: quit now. Yeah, that's probably the truth. That's probably the truth. Yeah, I have to quit. I've been doing it since like freshman year, so yeah, I have to stop. I definitely have to stop. Let's check Twitter right now. See on the air. Randall Gregory says the Cowboys acted in bad faith all free agency. Yeah, they're not looking too good. Not doing good. This NFL is crazy, bro. It's crazy. It is crazy. Matt says John Mechie in the second. That'd be a good pickup too. I like Mechie. I don't mind Mechie at all. I miss the dipping days. It's bad. Like for me, when I dip, it's mostly like when I'm streaming. I'm always doing it in streams. I'm always like if I'm watching a football game, it's even worse. I actually go through more of it when I'm watching football, which is not great. So Charles says, I agree, Paul Mancini. That's why I see wide receivers like Pascal being a real option for over DK, at least for the build, than drafting a future number 2. Cassius says top end wide receiver to piss of Smith. Please, Smith is a top end receiver. Now he's definitely a number 1, bro. Ole Miss didn't score their first touchdown to the third quarter. It was already 35-0 by that point. The Ole Miss sacred 2 garbage tight end touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Final score 42-21. Yeah, so Mechie, so in the SEC championship game, he had an injury, so definitely have to watch out for that. I keep forgetting he got injured. DK still would be a good number 2 to Smith. Oh, 100%. And plus, you can line him up on the outside or the inside because if you could put DK on the inside too, a big body on the inside that no one could catch with all that speed. King Music says, man, I need some Eagles news to drop. A trade, a signing, something. I know, dude. That's how I feel every day. How do you think I feel when I'm streaming for 3-4 hours? How do you think I feel at this point? Sean says, who do you think about Cole Beasley? I don't know. Like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in Cole Beasley. As a rental, a short-term rental, I'm not interested. So what about Trent McDuffie, a corner for us? Stanley Gardner are gone. I like McDuffie a lot. Like McDuffie, I don't think McDuffie's a really good man coverage type guy. I think he's the best tackling corner. I think he's the number 1 tackling corner. I think he's the number 1 zone coverage cornerback. That's what I think. But Maddie says if Steven Nelson does not come back, who plays opposite of Slay? It's going to be probably an older vet, most likely. It's not going to be Zach McPherson, Tay Gowan. It's going to be some good competition in that cornerback room. Tay Gowan was supposed to be drafted from the Eagles, and the Vikings. I mean, Arizona picked them up, and that we got him in that Zach Ertz trade. Zach McPherson. I think his tackling is great. Getting off blocks is pretty good. His coverage is just hopefully a big jump in year 2. For Zach McPherson. I'm excited to see what he could do next year. Showing up, but I don't think Howie will pay that kind of money to keep DK as a 2. DK is due to contract soon, though. Well, yeah, but he's still on a rookie contract right now, so you would have to give him a big contract. You would have to. Remember, DK and B1 that Smith would be 2. TK takes the double teams, give Watkins and Smith man assignments. I'm telling you, it would work. Patrick Peterson coming soon, probably. I don't doubt it. I think they're going to bring in a veteran cornerback. I think that's the plan again this year. Increase that pass rush. Still acquire a veteran a cornerback. What if we get Malik Willis? I don't think it's going to happen. As much as as much as Howie Roseman was following Malik Willis around the Senior Bowl practices, I don't know. But Maury says it's a waste of time not having to make more moves. Sean says we have a lot of young corners right now, don't we? Yeah, we have a lot of guys. We have that Vincent Jr., that guy we traded for. I forgot. You have Tay Gowan. You have Zach McPherson. Yeah, there's a lot of young. I mean, I'm excited to see what Tay Gowan does. Like, he was supposed to be drafted a little higher, but I don't know. I think, he gets an opportunity to compete this year, which is good. So, do we still take Ojabo? Yeah, what round are you thinking, though? My allergies are so bad today. My nose is like a mess. I don't know what they're going to do. But we'll see. We'll see. Ojabo in the second round, I wouldn't take. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm kind of going. I'm upset over this. Like, I'm really pissed over it because it really affects the draft a little bit. But I'm hoping there's more positions taken in the first round. That's what I'm pretty much hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. So I don't know what the deal is, but Sean Marsh says that's why I think we get 2 defensive line early in a linebacker. I think they're going defensive end and linebacker. I think realistically, I think that's where they're going. Defensive end linebacker, I think that's where it's going right now. That's just me, though. You know what I mean? That's just me. Matt Peterson says, who do you think deserves the left guard spot, more Samal or Dickerson? Dickerson, man, by a landslide. I think Dickerson is going to be a Pro Bowl left guard. I'm not even kidding. Like I said, if this guy stays healthy and he works out, like he was supposed to be a late first round pick. So Samalo's going to come back, and I don't know what they're going to do with him. So I would try to have him compete at right guard. And he's played center before as well in his career. So even in college, he's played center before. So at this point, I would try to, him and Jack Driscoll should compete for right guard. They should try moving him over there. And, Kelsey's going to be, gone after this year. So they got to figure that out. And I'm not moving Dickerson to center at all. I like Mulata and Dickerson next to each other at left side because I think that's a really good combination with size, speed at the line, and they're just monsters. That left side is looking really strong right now. Lane Johnson's getting older now. So, we'll see. DJ says, apparently the Cowboys are interested in JPP. Yeah, I saw that. Jason Pierre-Paul, very interested. Well, they were interested in a lot of guys. Zadarius Smith they were interested in, and, they have legit interest in Zadarius Smith, never signed there. Randall Gregory tried to get re-signed there, and they lowballed him on some stupid contract stuff going on when the Broncos were offering the same contract, and I guess the Cowboys tried to lower the price, and like the way they handled the contract situations was really bad. So Tony says we have a lot of cornerbacks that don't amount to cornerback 2. No, I don't think so. I think a lot of guys are learning. You have some raw talents on this roster when it comes to depth. NFL World, I have a feeling the Eagles will double dip this year's draft. I think they drink from Georgia as well and go Jordan Davis at 15 and 16 to Kobe Dean. Get your franchise linebacker and defensive line all in one swing. If they got Jordan Davis and the Kobe Dean with 15 and 16, damn. That's all I got to say. Those 2 picks right there, man. It's going to be insane. It's going to be literally insane. I'm not even kidding. Samuel says, what do you think Marquez Valdez and Watkins on a physical other than they can produce? On a physical standpoint, I mean Valdez, I think of both of them almost the same when it comes to their physicality. I think maybe Marquez Valdez, Scantling has a little bit more over Quez, but still, I think they'll be fine. I think they're pretty much almost the same in production, to be honest. Marquez, I think will probably maybe be a little bit better just because of just having more years. But let's see. Don says, I want Tyrann Mathieu and Peterson. And it could be a possibility. Who knows? Sean says Smith asked the Eagles to get a vet, and they see Smith as being their guy. I don't believe Howie will take Jerry Jones' approach by getting DK. They might not. So, I mean, Devontae Smith did say, man, it would be really nice if they got a vet. And I think John Clark asked a question to him. Zay McPherson was a waste. Ambry Thomas was there for the taking. Sean says those 2 picks would be awesome, bro. MJ, why not mentioning Gilmore, though? Because Gilmore's going to cost a lot of money, dude. Especially if they're after Xavier Rhodes and Patrick Pearson or even bringing Steven Nelson back, there's no way they're paying Stephon Gilmore that much money. Tyler Daughtry, I like Tay Gowan at cornerback, too, if needed. Yeah, we'll see, but I doubt that's going to be the answer, though. Tony says we will sign Nelson back to a 1-year deal. That's what I'm hoping happens. Evan Ross says Jordan Davis won't be on the board. Someone will trade up with New York to get him. Wyatt would be there if no one trades with Ravens. I only want to trade for Gardner, Stingley, or Hamilton. And that thing, the Eagles are trying to get the scoop on certain players, and like if the Eagles want to kind of over drop a little bit and kind of move up a little bit just in case. Like, I don't know if they're going to stay at 15 and 16. I think maybe at 15 or 16, they move up a little bit further with one of those picks, maybe a few spots. If that's the case, they feel like they don't want to wait too long. Limicasa draft Dean Davis and wide receiver sign Patrick Pearson and Tyron. I would love that. I'd love it. Today would be a great day for Bobby Wagner to become an Eagle. Come on, Howie. I hope, dude. I hope. Now put me at GM. Mara for president. Who is a hood wide receiver to sign? Everyone is gone, basically. It says, what we do it with J-Jaw? Nothing. I think he might be off this roster this year. It might actually happen. If they actually sign a receiver in free agency or draft one that's more capable to start in this lineup, I think he'll be the odd man out. He'll be on the edge of that roster to where he might not even make it. Don says, what do you think about Alabama and Henry Totos? I see him as a steal at Lordy Nelson. Better than nothing. He's just a bland cornerback. I haven't looked at him at all, Henry. I haven't looked at Henry at all. So I don't know. Wake Wong said Devontae Wyatt has more potential than Davis, to be honest. Look at the top interior D linemen, their build. They're all shorter like Wyatt, who is twitchy and can get leverage. Tyler Josh, I feel like something is coming. Why else would we keep making cap space? I don't know. I mean, we only have $23 million. It's not that much. Like, you need $10.5 million just to sign your undrafted free agents in your draft class. So at the end of the day, Eagles have like $13 million to spend. Not even that. You know what I mean? So it's not all this cap space freed up. Yeah, it seems like a big number when you see the number, but $23 million is not. 23 extra million is a different story. 23 million extra than 10.5 from when you'd spend for the draft class is a different story. They had to do it because they didn't have enough money to sign their draft class. They had $6 to $7 million before the restructure of Slay. You just paid Fletcher Cox to $14 million. You just signed Boston Scott to $1.1 million. You just signed Anthony Harris to whatever that contract was. So it all adds up. Small numbers add up to a big total. So no, you got to take it into account. Tony said, if we sign Harris back to a 1-year deal, why not Nelson? I don't know. I think that Nelson is going to be it's going to be a late signing. I don't think it's going to be now. It might be later. It might be after the draft because we didn't acquire him until after the draft last year. So how do you think Doug Pearson will do this season? I think he's spent a lot of money. There should be some production. There should be at least more than 5. I'd say more than 5-6 wins this year. I'm hoping they get like a 6 to 8 win season this year, maybe more than that, hopefully, but we'll see. Make sure we sign Matthew. I can see them getting Petre at Baylor in the 2nd, 3rd round. He killed it in the Combine Senior Bowl. Chad Ellis says we need to trade up for Jordan Davis. Dean trade back for next year and get Daxton Hill in the 2nd. Nothing happened yet, bro. Nothing happened yet. Show said we saw that Nelson was on the defense already. I'm interested to see what Pat, Pete, or Rhodes could be in this defense for 22. I'd be pretty excited about it too. Especially Patrick Pearson and having, Patrick Pearson's not the same as he was, but he's still productive as a cornerback. He's still very productive, very productive as of right now. So we have 374 in the chat going strong today on a Sunday. I mean, this is a Sunday. Everybody, there's no football. Nothing's going on besides free agency. There's no, it's not the regular season where we play games today. But if you guys haven't subscribed, check out some of the content. If you are new, cover the Eagles every single day. Check out some of the extra content that we do have as well. Like I said, just check out some of the videos. We've been live streaming for a week straight. So definitely check out some of that. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. It does help out the channel out a lot. Let's try to get this stream to 300 likes if we can. We're at 231. Let's try to get those likes up. Much love to everybody that joined the stream today on a Sunday. I know everyone's probably got better things to do. I actually have some things to do later on. So I'm definitely going to get this done within another hour. We're probably going to go to the 3-hour mark. We've been like 2 hours, 19 minutes so far. So much love to everybody, guys. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting, obviously watching the videos and just, talking, in the live streams as well. So we should have the Philly Shakedown tonight. So very excited about that. And, we'll see what we do here. We'll see what we do. Nothing's been very quiet as of right now. Very quiet. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I don't think there's anything going on. Let's see here. Not seeing much of anything right now. Not seeing much of anything. Everyone wants Tyrann Mathieu getting Philadelphia. Everybody wants it to happen. Nothing. Oh, so it looks like La'el Collins will be visiting the Bengals. That'd be a really good pickup for them. Need off. I think that's the reason why they lost that Super Bowl too. I think part of it is that part of it is that protection, pretty much the protection for the quarterback over there. Just don't think it was great. But DeMarcus Mark says, didn't Tyrann Mathieu tear his knee on the Eagles field? Last year, no. McGraw said, we're definitely getting in the first 3 picks since we haven't been able to pick up a vet. I'm starting to like Drake London over Treylon Burks, or if we trade back for Pickens or Watson. That's interesting. I'm on the total opposite of that. But everyone's got their own opinion, though. I get it. DeMarcus Hicks, I think we get Clowney and still take Ojabo. Oh, it looks like Clowney is in discussions with the Browns to work on like a 2-year deal. I mean, the Clowney would be a nice rotational guy, but I think the Browns are trying to acquire him right now. We got Connor Small says, what are your thoughts on drafting Tyler Linderbaum and Jordan Davis in the first ever, though they may rotate first on the team behind Kelsey and Cox? I wouldn't mind that. It wouldn't surprise me if they go after offensive line in the first round either, if they get Linderbaum, just because Jason Kelsey's going to be gone after this year. Linderbaum might be the next center. I would actually cross-train Linderbaum to right guard and see if he could play that position if they do draft him. But getting Jordan Davis would be huge. I mean, it'd be great to get him. I mean, then you got your future defensive tackle for years to come. And obviously, with Fletch on a 1 year, going to be a free agent, and obviously Javon Hargrave is going to be a free agent after this year. Could be a re-sign candidate, depending on his production this year. We'll see. Tony says, Joey, are we ready for Epps to be a starter? I mean, Epps is a good role player. I mean, I think he's I'll give him the respect he deserves, because I've always hated on Marcus Epps, but I got to tell you, he actually played really well. He has his ups and downs, and he's a guy that doesn't give up. Like he works his butt off. He can make plays too and make some really good tackles. He's got a couple picks. So I think he's a really good third safety rotational guy, and obviously a guy that could, if you use 3 safety sets, or a guy that comes in, if he has to, what I mean? I think he's a solid number 3. Then Ross says, trade back with the lines from 1932 and 34. Let them have Dean. We'll take Ojabo and Brisker or Harris. May says, top 3 Eagles for upcoming season. The top 3, Devontae Smith to be in 1. Javon Hargrave should be number 2, just because I think that edge rush is going to help the middle pass rush a lot. And hopefully Miles Sanders can come back on a really big year this year. That's what I'm hoping. Mary says, wow, if we were able to grab Davis and Dean in the first round and could sneak McDuffie, boom, I think that'd be perfect. If they're able to get 2 Georgia players, if they're able to get whether it's Wyatt and Dean or Davis and Dean, and get a cornerback in the process, I think we'd be set. I think we'd be fine. I think that's perfect. NFL World says, what do you think of Smith year 2? I think look, it depends on the quarterback right now. I think Smith is a hard worker, but Smith is going to complain this year if he doesn't get the ball. I mean, not to get the ball enough, but if he's not getting the ball enough and he's wide open, there's going to be issues. I think issues are going to happen between Hurts and Devontae Smith, because Hurts, I mean, there's two times Devontae Smith went up to Hurts and said, give me the ball. I mean, you passed to Devontae Smith with 1:15 left in the fourth quarter. It's just absolutely insane. There are some routes that Smith ran, he'll go up and around the receiver and around the cornerback and still get open. And you have that short window to throw that ball for a touchdown. And Jalen Hurts can't throw that ball. I mean, he can't throw in the short time windows. He just can't do it. I'm hoping I see different. I hope I see a difference. That said, if we go to the receiver in the first, we can get a Chris Loves, Garrett Wilson, or Burks. Drake London will give me a Nelson vibe. Show enough says, I like Pickens, Watson, Burks, but don't sleep on Jalen Tolbert. Joey said, I just tagged him some Rager post-him training. What you bust you have at seeing his face. He really thinks we believe he's going to do something in this game. Oh, my God. Incoming, not a breakout season. That's good. That's awesome. That's a nice tweet. I love that. Yeah, pictures are not going to show me. Him in scrimmages catching one-handed balls isn't going to show me. I mean, we got pretty hyped about him. So, not anymore. Tony said, I don't trust any quarterback from Washington. Mick said, Brown, I don't know. London is from USC, and I get it, but London is a totally different type of receiver than Nelson. Torville says, yep, Joey, you're right. Hurts better get better because Devontae is going to want numbers, because that is what it will get him big money in the long term. Yeah, it's going to get him big money, but, this is a Heisman Trophy winning receiver. I mean, this is like a guy that is all out work ethic and wanting to be the best every single day. And you literally can't, he's not going to accept having less than 1,000 yards. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, like, there's going to be a flame that boils over from game to game. It's going to happen. If Hurts doesn't make him look good, it's going to, and yes, you're right. It's going to hurt his money. It's going to hurt everything. It's going to hurt a lot. It's going to hurt a lot. I'm not kidding. Not joking. K. Lou says, bro, all our plays was inside short windows. It's crazy. Ray said, imagine he does have a breakout season, though. I hope he does. I wish nothing but the best, and I hope he does. As he says, I think we need to pick up Tara Matthews. Tony says, versus Montana, both cornerbacks from Washington got outplayed. Let me cause Reggie, you will be saying that for seasons to come. Mike Watts said, what's your I'll deal first 3 picks? Davis, Dean, McDuffie. I mean, yeah, Davis. I do Wyatt Dean. McDuffie. Davis, Dean. I like Davis, Dean, and McDuffie. McDuffie as the 19. That'd be perfect. I love it. Even getting McDuffie or getting Andrew Booth Jr. from Clemson too. Tyrann Mathieu to Eagles. I wish, bro. I wish. If something broke right now, I wish. Kirk Johnson, that's actually what I hate about Hurts. Terrible field vision and bad reaction times for passes. I don't think he could fix his. Mayor Slate says either treat Smith like a number 1 receiver or trade him, because I will not sit back and allow this man career fall out. No, I won't. I mean, we already wasted 1 year. I mean, not wasted 1 year, but it's going to be really upsetting if Jalen Hurts is wasting Devontae Smith and everyone else's time. That's what I'm hoping it doesn't happen. So I agree. Slade, I agree, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, I feel your pain. Like, we're going to be really friggin' pissed off over this if it doesn't work out. Smitty already showed his frustration with Hurts' rookie. Yeah, he did. Smitty knows he open all the time. I know. I'm telling you. It's going to boil over. It's going to boil over if he doesn't get his crap together at quarterback. I'm telling you, it's going to boil over. There's going to be a not a locker room brawl, but there's going to be some words said. It's going to happen. And you can see it on the game. You can see it on the field. Sam just said, are we going to sign anybody to free agency? Trevor says, I think Leo Chandler might be the best linebacker for the Eagles. Very athletic, sideline to sideline linebacker. Jason Rhodes says Smith will want to leave if it doesn't get better. Slick says, honestly, draft Carson Strong because if Hurts doesn't work out, at least I know Strong will be able to throw the ball and not run every time he senses pressure. I mean, Carson Strong, if they picked him up in the 3rd round, I'd be fine with it. You know what I mean? Gary Santos says, I'm ready to sign AB. We need some excitement to this dry core. Tony says, Booth from Clemson is intriguing. It seems like sliding down. I mean, I don't think he's going to. He might not get drafted in the 1st round. He could be a 2nd round pick, so I don't know. Connor Small saw an argument recently that guy can't win a Super Bowl with a run first QB, which historically is true. Do you think will remain true as the league continues to develop? I don't know. I think really this quarterback situation is going to be the most important right now. And I don't think you win the game just by running the ball. Like with Michael Vick, it was different because he had a cannon and he had accuracy and he could drop the ball down to anybody. But the problem is, I think you have a limited skill set with Jalen Hurts right now. As far as we've seen, limited skill set, his regular easy mechanics that every quarterback should know coming into the NFL. You know, he struggled. Slant passes, screen passes, been inaccurate, thrown behind the shoulder. Just inaccurate. He cannot throw in short windows. He can't throw in short windows. Where you have to throw that ball perfectly, he just can't do it. That's why with Carson Wentz, he had that nature of doing that, putting the ball where no one else can get it besides his receiver. You know what I mean? And I don't see that with Hurts at all. I see the guy has to be wide open or he's totally going to miss the guy that's wide open. I mean, that's really it. You know what I mean? It's really it. He says, what team picked Odell Beckham? Nobody, as of right now, I don't think anybody picked Odell Beckham as of right now. Let me cost Byron 17 games mistakes. Come on, man. Sean says, if I was Smitty, I wouldn't waste much time with Hurts knowing our stud players on rookie contracts get traded more than ever before. I'd request a trade. James Williams, did y'all really expect growing pains in the first year starting with a new coach? I expected a lot of mistakes to happen in the first year. It was exciting because it was a young, hungry squad. But the issue I have with how we started the season was that you put a rookie head coach with a rookie quarterback, pretty much. Okay, that was a big red flag because you should at least have some type of veteran head coach with a rookie quarterback. Like you can't put rookie on rookie. I wasn't a big fan of having a rookie quarterback with a head coach. Rookie number 1 receiver, rookie defensive coordinator. I mean, first year. I mean, it's crazy. So Dan says, Joey spits nothing but factual. I don't want to hear. It is what it is. Like, no one has to agree with me. Like, nobody has to agree with me on it. But I'm telling you right now, like, you're just wasting years away on some of these players. He can't throw. I mean, Hurts can't. He just can't. I want to say great things, but there's like I think there has been an improvement from early 21 to late 21. But as when it comes to his progression as a quarterback, when it comes to the simple things, the simple mechanics as a quarterback coming to the NFL, he's still working on that. Like that's why. And I crap on Carson Wentz for how he left, but I have to say, went through some really good passes where nobody can get it but the receiver. Those tight window, great timing throws is what I'm looking for. I seen Devontae Smith in the back of the end zone go around the receiver and go an out route on the outside, open for that split second at the corner of the end zone. And if you can't make passes like that, you're not going to be a quarterback in the NFL. That's what I can't stand. Smith is real crafty with his route running, but the problem is the quarterback, if he doesn't have that eye that every other quarterback has. He doesn't have that split second. He's going to put the ball there quick. Hesitation, man. It's just it's aggravating right now. It's just really aggravating. So Sean said, exactly, Joe. I was screaming that last offseason. Why pair a rookie court? It doesn't make sense, dude. It's a lot of mistakes are going to happen. At least with a veteran head coach, I think I'm more of a fan of Nick Sirianni now. I still miss Doug Peterson a lot. That's just me. I like Doug. I don't think the front office gave Doug a lot of room to maneuver outside the organization, not being able to hire outside head coaching, coaching talent outside the Eagles organization. I don't think he didn't have control over some of these draft picks, and Rager was one of them. So, Doug, I miss Doug. It makes me sad to say, I do miss Doug. But Nick is growing on me a little bit. I like Nick. I didn't like him beginning of the season. I didn't really the first quarter of the season. I was like, dude, this guy is just out of his mind with his roots and the flowers and all this the fertilizer crap that was going on. And it seems to me that the team really believes in him. It seems like the team is really taking an eye on him, believes in him. So I mean, at this point, the last. All right, here's a perfect example. You barely throw to Hurts when he's open. Okay. Last game of the season against the Dallas Cowboys, they throw to him constantly because they need him to break Deshaun Jackson's rookie record, which is BS because you're going to throw to him. Like that's what he could do for you. Like they were passing to Devontae Smith, getting first downs or moving upfield. Like they were just force feeding him the ball. And that's what he wants. But because you're trying to break Deshaun Jackson's rookie record, you're force feeding him the ball. I mean, that's it. That's as far as it goes. But any other game, we're gonna pass to the tight end the whole entire game, or Jalen Hurts is gonna run it himself. I can't stand those plays where he does a read option, keeps the ball for himself, or he hikes the ball and he keeps the ball for himself and just runs. It's such like a cop out play. It's just like Hurts is going to get first downs on run plays, but it only gets you so far. If you got no pass, if the team shuts down your passing game and obviously teams know that he can't read defenses. If the team if the defense shows up, takes away your passing game, and Hurts is just going to run the whole game, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. It's not going. You can't do it. With Michael Vick, it was different because, like I said, he had a cannon, he had an arm, so he could balance his run with the pass. Problem is, this guy cannot pass the football. I'm just going to say it. Like I said it. I said it when in 2020 when Carson Wentz started in that Washington game. Okay, the first game against Washington when Carson Wentz in 2020. After that game, I said something's wrong with Wentz. There's something wrong. Okay, something is literally not going on in Wentz's head. There's something not clicking in Wentz's head. And people attacked me like I shanked me a million times. I literally told me like, I don't know what I was talking about. I'm not always right about things as well, guys. I'm not always right. But with Carson Wentz in that first game against Washington, something looked very off. And I sensed a big decline. And guess what? It happened. And guess what? They started him multiple games. They started him way too many games before he was benched. Before we couldn't even get out of the hole that we dug ourselves from the beginning of the whole entire thing. So I'm not big on Jalen Hurts, but I will support the guy. But I'm not going to be easy on him this year because he's already had like a year and a half already under his belt. If I see him making the same repetitive crap mistakes that he is making this year, it's going to be a problem because all you're doing is wasting Devontae Smith's second year as a Philadelphia Eagle. I mean, that's just the way it is. So it is what it is, man. What's up, Liberty Line? Yeah, everything's good, bro. Everything's good. We're on a little rant, but everything's good. Good. I hope you're doing well. You always have something to complain about. Well, dude, that's what the whole point is being a content creator is that we talk about things and we rant about things. So that's the reason why we do this. So if you take that as complaining, then I don't know what to tell you. Phil Milligan, so your lives are cursed. Nothing has happened. Take a day off. I bet we could sign someone we need. I mean, if I'm complaining, then everybody in this chat is complaining because we're all talking about the same thing. So it seems like no one else has a problem with it. So. Trade Edge Future says a couple of days I was still interested that are still free agency running back Marlon Mack, wide receiver Jarvis Landry, Jabril Peppers. Jabril Peppers I wouldn't even touch. I wouldn't. Coming off an injury, barely played any games last year. We were connected to Jabril Peppers a lot, but I don't see anything happening with him. Jarvis Landry's visiting a few teams already. Mercy said Wentz' favorite line after the game is "I'm gonna do better," and it really pissed me off. It really pissed me off. My guy, you're right. Only a year and a half, 3 years has been what organizations give their rookies to develop. Yeah, I understand that, but yeah, he might need more time. Some quarterbacks are going to take longer to develop, and that's just the case of it all. You know what I mean? That's just the case. So I'm not saying like he's got to like this year's got to be his year, but I don't know if the Eagles are going to wait that long. You're saying we're going to wait another 2 years we're going to wait another 2 years, okay, for Jalen Hurts before his contract is up. And then Devontae Smith is going to be almost out the door at this point. Then you have to give him a new contract. It's crazy. NFL World Trending. Randy Gregory says the Cowboys acted in bad faith. I agree with that. Marisol says, I hate how he kept feeding Rager the ball. You could see it in Smith's face every time Rager did something dumb on the field. Yeah, I mean, you take every single game. I wish I can – if I should just go get Game Pass and literally go on my computer and record all the moments where, like, the frustration was really starting. You see, like, Devontae Smith in his face just, like, you know – like pissed off. I mean, you saw there was like 3 times Devontae Smith went to the sideline and Hurts was like Devontae Smith was like saying he was doing some sort of route or he should have hit me on this route or he said something to him and Hurts was just like, were you open? Or I remember Hurts asking Devontae Smith, were you open? Or like he asked a question saying, were you open? And Smith was like, yeah. And he had his hands out and he was like, yeah. I'm like, it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. Like, telling you. Cameron says, I am complaining. I like talking to y'all, though. Like I said, I respected Joey, but I'm going to continue to have it in my... No, look, that's fine. Like, look, I have no problem. Anyone in this chat that has a lot of faith in Jalen Hurts, I have total respect for that. I don't put anybody down for it. I don't talk any crap about it. Look, I'm just discussing my point of view, and you don't have to agree with me. Look, I want nothing more in the world than Jalen Hurts. Like, Jalen Hurts, because the mentality of Jalen Hurts is like off the charts. Like, he doesn't get bothered by anything. He's got a strong mind. You know, he doesn't listen to the outside noise. I love all that. But his play has to match with his attitude. All those good things, all when he's in the offseason and he's training and he's doing all this stuff, it has to show up on the field at the end of the day. That's it. Like, this isn't a a mentality competition. This isn't, he's got to show up. He's got to show up, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping to God, I'm gonna be complaining about Jalen Hurts a lot next year. I'm hoping I don't, but I feel like there's gonna be things I'm not gonna like that I'm seeing next year. If I see these receivers start to, get angry, yeah, I don't blame them. These guys are running at 100 miles an hour every single play, and they're not getting the football because he can't be accurate. It's going to be a problem. So I'm not saying that Hurts, everything was bad. Like I said, it's fair to say that when I think Jalen Hurts got better from the early 21 to late 21, but there's still a lot of flaws. There's still a lot of issues. I understand that. It's literally like early in the 21 season, I gave him a lot of slack because he's still a rookie. He only played, 4 games in 2020? So technically he starts the 2021 season a few games in. He was still a rookie. He was still playing his rookie year pretty much. He was thrown into the fire in a different system. Doug had a different system, and he ran with it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, we had another quarterback that's been with us since 2016 that looked over his shoulder and was just bothered by everything from all the back side noise, the rumor about Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles and Carson Wentz had a little bit of a word-to-word argument because, Carson Wentz was talking all this crap during the Super Bowl year that, it should be him and, it should be him starting. And you're saying that during a year where it's a special year. I understand the frustration, but Ryan said the Rams for Christmas. Smith can only go as far as Hurts can. And right now he's severely holding Smith back. We need to see dynamic improvements in Hurts and season and see. We have to see what he can do. I mean, that's it. I'm not trying to, we try to. Sometimes we try to split the fan base when all this is talked about. And I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. But, I'm not trying to split. I'm not one of those guys trying to split the fan base. Like, I think ever since the Super Bowl, we won that Super Bowl, the fan base has been so split on it because of every player that plays quarterback for us, and people are so connected to these quarterbacks that they force themselves to like these players, or they force themselves to feel like they're going to work out, or I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's been kind of crazy, but I'm sorry about the rant, guys. It's just sometimes these things happen. You know what I mean? Since nothing's happening in free agency right now, and we've been talking about Jalen Hurts and this quarterback situation more than what we're going to be drafting or doing anything else, which it's been a good conversation today. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. It's a good conversation. I think there's a lot going for this team right now, but the receivers are only going to go so far. The tight ends are only going to go so far. Your offensive lineman, you're drafting young guys right now. Your offensive line is built up to be one of the best offensive lines in the league, but you got to have the quarterback for this system, whatever they're trying to do. It's amazing when they put Gardner Minshew in for one game. I understand that the Jets had no idea that Gardner Minshew was starting that game, but I got to say, Gardner Minshew in this offense looked totally different. And barely read options. I understand he's a different quarterback. He's not as athletic and he's more of a passing guy. But it's amazing, it's amazing how much the offense looked with Minshew in there. But I still feel like look, this is other than Jalen Hurts, okay? I still feel like the play calling is just not great because I feel like it's very bold. I know we run the ball a lot now. I feel like Shane Steichen is on the hot seat next year because I even watched Brian Baldy is perfect to watch when you watch Eagles content in the plays and certain games. And Brian Baldy has said a million times, what are these route combinations these receivers are running? It gives no time for your quarterback with your quarterback already struggling at this point. It's a problem. So, just because a receiver runs a vertical route, it doesn't mean that it beats man coverage. Vertical routes don't beat man coverage, just depending on the player. Just because you run a vertical route doesn't mean anything. And it's I see 4 vertical routes. Hurts is just getting the ball, and he has time to throw, but they're still running their routes. And there's no safety blanket on the edge. You know what I mean? It's just, I think there's more to it than Jalen Hurts. I think it is play calling and Shane Steichen as well. 100%. And that's not Howie's fault. That's Nick's fault for hiring Shane Steichen. That's not Howie. That's Nick at the end of the day. That's Nick. So it is what it is. And then every time it's we're going after receivers, or all these rumors in free agency about receivers this year, right? And it's well, we don't have a quarterback. A quarterback can't throw to him. You know what I mean? I understand. So there's your facts, Joe. I didn't see slant. No, there is no mid-tier throws. That's the problem I have. It's either we're throwing down the sideline, we're hawking it downfield, screen pass, read option. I mean, that's all it is. It's so vanilla and so bland. Teams are going to make us one-dimensional in a heartbeat this year. I mean, that's just the truth. It's we go after all these receivers. Well, it doesn't matter if we go after a receiver because Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball anyway. But gives us more of a reason. If Jalen Hurts doesn't pan out, then they have to get rid of him. If he can't even make Devontae Smith a 1,000-yard receiver this year, it's a problem. I mean, Quez Watkins had 647 yards. That guy is more capable of anything on the squad. I mean, Quez Watkins, most of his catches, even from this past year, was mostly because of some of Jalen Hurts' throws being so inaccurate. There was times where Quez Watkins had to go out of his route and aggressively go to the spot where the ball was going because it wasn't even near him. You understand? It's just, I'm hoping Jalen Hurts gets better. I do. But adding another receiver adds more pressure to Jalen Hurts because if we're giving him Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Jordan Howard, a good offensive line, and on top of everything else, you have Dallas Goedert, you have Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins with 600. Quez Watkins should have been a 1,000-yard receiver, at least 1,000 yards, or at least 900 to 1,000 yards. Okay, which is BS. You missed him 3 wide open. Quez Watkins was wide open 3 times in that Tampa Bay game, and you don't even see it. And I love it because the commentators even tell us he missed a wide open guy. The commentators even have to tell us this. It's really annoying. I mean, it is. Commentators wide open. I see it, and I just hit my head so damn hard. Jalen Hurts, why do you do this every single game? It's just crazy, bro. It's annoying, and it's so repetitive, and it just gets annoying. I'm by week 10, 11, I think I'll probably have an idea of it might be earlier. Who knows? It might be earlier because there's a difference between giving a quarterback time and there's a difference in knowing that your quarterback just can't get it done and will not progress. So It is what it is. It is what it is. It's just the truth to it all. Just the truth to it all. Oh, man. Sorry I got into all that. That was sorry I got into all that. So that's just how I feel about it. It really pisses me off because this team wants a championship so bad, and Howie wants to build this roster so bad, but yet it's just like you got to get your crap together. And look, I don't believe Howie Roseman didn't bid on any quarterbacks. He definitely went after veteran quarterbacks this year. He just didn't want to give up the farm, which I'm totally fine with. I'm totally fine with it. But I'm telling you right now, like, I agree with Jalen Hurts starting this year. I agree with if he screws up, I'm going to take the punches on it. We're going to have to suffer another year. If that's just the truth, we're just going to have to suffer another year, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is right now. You know what I mean? So I could be wrong. He might turn it around. Who knows? I could be wrong. Yeah, they called back they called back some touchdowns, but still, like, it doesn't matter about that doesn't even matter. That's just a portion of what happened this season. There's more to it than there were some touchdowns called back this year. There's a lot more than that. There's missing wide open guys. There's running. I mean, him just not being able to read a defense, not even just that, but throwing a simple pass, a simple slant pass, there were a couple throws where he couldn't even throw a screen pass on target when the guy's sitting there. I mean, it's literally that bad. I mean, it's that bad. You come into the NFL, and I know he's a second-round pick. You come to the NFL, and you can't even throw a simple. I mean, Devontae Smith on a slant, and he throws behind his back, where Devontae has to go all the way back and go grab it. It's just you have to throw like a receiver is only going to look good if you throw to him in stride. Okay, there's some receivers out there that won't look good with other teams because you don't throw to these guys in stride. That's the issue. You throw to guys in stride, those receivers are going to look damn good. That's why, like Marquise Valdez-Scantling from Green Bay. Like, Aaron Rodgers, like, made him look really good throwing in stride while he's running at full speed and maintaining that speed. Like, there's a huge difference at throwing some of these passes. Overthrown, underthrown balls. It's happened a million times. Missed opportunity, and when he finds somebody open, he doesn't get it. And sometimes it happens. So Robert Woods ain't available, by the way. He went to the Titans on a 6th-round pick. 6th-round pick. So, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm not trying to dog him, or I'm not trying to say I'm not going to support him. I'm not going to be that idiot. It's like, oh, I'm not supporting him. And I'm not like that. I support whoever's at the quarterback position, regardless. I'm going to fight for him and I'm going to root for him. But there's going to come a time where, like, I'm just going to be like, I don't know what to take from this, and be like, this doesn't look good, guys. This doesn't look good. I'm not liking this right now. So obviously that's going to be the biggest question after 2022 going into the 2023 offseason. That's going to be the big question. What's going to happen? What's going to happen with Jalen Hurts? Simple as that. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is as of right now. But until that happens, that's it. Until it happens, that's it. So, Jesus, I'm sorry for ranting, guys. I know, like, this is supposed to be free agency, but obviously nothing's going on, and there's like things like this that need to get off my chest, whether people like it or not. Like, at the end of the day, like, you guys support me, and I appreciate it. And, like, I don't cater to my audience. Like, I'm real as it gets when it comes to this team. Okay, I don't bull crap you. I don't say crap just to make everybody happy. I don't say things just to get a trend so everyone. I don't. Like, I am true to what I believe in, and that's it. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not here to lie to any. I'm not here to lie to any of you guys. Like, like easy money. Like he likes Matt Corral. I hate Matt Corral, but I'm not going to crap on him for it. Like he's just an Eagles fan that's wants this team to win a championship. Whatever move that you think is going to make the Eagles better is all on you to make the Eagles better. Okay, it's your opinion at the end of the day. Like I said, easy money. He likes Matt Corral. You know what I mean? Limit costs. He doesn't like Jalen Hurts. Like everyone has their own opinion. You understand? Like everyone has their own opinion at the end of the day. And they got to respect it. Like if I don't respect it, if people have to don't have to respect for what I'm doing, then I respect for everyone what they're doing and their opinions. It's having a conversation, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? So I respect everybody, man. So NFL World says yes. Falcons do want Kubiak. Matt Ryan wants a brand new 3-year deal from the team. Yeah, I saw that. I definitely saw that. Whew, I actually feel better that I actually said all that. I actually feel better. So I actually feel a little bit better. So we're actually almost at the 3-hour mark. We're almost there. Stay on for a little bit longer. There is 232. No, how many are in the chat right now? I don't even know who are in the chat. Is my stream like cutting out once in a while? It might be. I don't know. I don't have my Ethernet cable hooked in, so it's maybe why it's doing that. We have 338 in the chat. If everybody, you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe if you're new. We cover the Philadelphia Eagles every single day. We've been pretty much the last week. This is live reaction 7, week 7. Live reaction, the 7th day of free agency for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm really excited to see what we do, and hopefully, we get a hit tomorrow. So I'll be streaming tomorrow, probably 11 o'clock. Same time as usual. All right. So it's cutting out because my Ethernet cord is not in my computer. That's why I'm running off of Wi-Fi, and sometimes my router does that. I don't know why. So apologize for that. I'll do it tomorrow. This way we have no issues. So subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Let's get the stream to 300 likes. We're at 269 right now. Let's get the stream to 300 likes today. 300 likes. Really, my goal is 300 likes per live stream. That's like pretty much my goal right now. So let's definitely get 300 likes if we can. Much love to everybody. Like I said, like this is the best thing about live streaming, the best thing about talking to you guys, because everybody, if we all agreed on the same thing, the crap would be boring. And that's just the truth. I like hearing from someone's perspective of the roster, free agency, the draft, Jalen Hurts, the coaching staff, whatever it is, it is. I think one thing we have to look at right now is the coaching staff. Like, we haven't seen any changes to this coaching staff unless they love everybody. Surprisingly, I mean, I know all we've seen is we're pretty much losing, members to the, front office, or, some scout guys here and there. But, look what Andrew Berry's doing with the Browns. I mean, he left a few years ago. Look what Andrew Berry, he was the right hand man for Howie Roseman, and he's GM for the Browns, and he's made moves constantly. You know what I mean? And, it's just hard it is what it is. Yeah, commentators told us about the drops too, bro. Shane bitches on a heartbeat. What? Oh, man. Oh, boy. This is going to be interesting today. Philly needs a veteran receiver. Dude, that's true, man. It's true. They really do. They need to get they need, I don't know. Like at this point, like if I don't know, they might be waiting to like the third wave to where they don't really have to pay a receiver a lot of money. Like it's going to be a rental contract. It's going to be like a prove it deal contract. TV says that touchdown Gardner Minshew threw the Goddard most better than any pass Hurts through the whole season. It's true. I think that one, I mean, everyone's like, oh, it was kind of underthrown. I'm like, okay, it was probably underthrown. The first one was kind of underthrown a little bit, but who gives a crap? He got the touchdown anyway. But not even that, it was completed. So it's a win-win for me. Even Troy Aikman said, you got to get Devontae Smith involved. I'm telling you. Britt says Julio Jones. Julio Jones is a weird one for me because if this was like 5 years ago, sure. Right now, it's like I'm not interested. 32 years old, injured last year, not much production out of him. So that's what I get out of it. Kyle Murray wants $80 million a year. And you know what, DJ Forbes, I probably agree with you on that. Nobody wants to play with Hurts. What free agents are going to want to come here? Like we all are like, oh, I wish this, and like what receiver's going to want to come here? Like what is like that's why they tried getting Russell Wilson, like because it would involve other players, like it would interest players to come here. But what is appetizing about this offense besides any other position besides quarterback? Really? What is appetizing? What is going to get guys to play for this team? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make me feel great. D-Man says, Joe Shakes, do you think making cap space was just to prep for next year? You know how you can carry cap over? I think it was for this draft, to be honest. Because you're going to need, think of it, Eagles have $23 million in cap space, right? They have $23 million. So what they're doing is, okay, they have $23 million cap space. They're going to, what is it? They need over $10 million. I just because I'm getting all the numbers together. They need $10.5 million. They're going to get $10 million to sign your draft, your undrafted free agents. Like, and besides the $10 million, you have what? You have like 13 million. You have like, half of that left. There's really nothing much there. D-Man said, I like your channel, bro. Heard about you through Philly 500. Dude, I appreciate it, man. Philly 500 is a good dude. Good dude. So I appreciate you coming in, man. Much love, man. Steve H says, Joey, there's a reason why receiver Kane here, and you really think Shark wants to be on the line? I don't know. Like, I'm kind of shocked. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest. I mean, he signs a 1-year deal for $10 million. I mean, that's just insane. Like, what happened to all the they trade for Calvin Ridley and then that was it. Like that went south and they just said, because I don't think they want to pay anybody. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Calvin Ridley was owed for 22. I'm not sure, but I heard it was a 3rd-round pick that they gave up. The rumors that I heard was it was a 3rd-round pick. And if that was the case, man, that would have been a really good freaking trade. I mean, that's a good trade. A 3rd-round pick for Calvin Ridley. I mean, it's not bad at all. That's really good. Get the Bama boys together. Like, come on, man. But then it's like, where we heard all offseason, DJ Chark. Okay, great. We heard mostly Juju Smith-Schuster, like constantly. It was getting annoying. Then reports came out 2 days ago. They're like, report Eagles are not interested anymore in Juju Smith-Schuster. Why? Because his asking price was too high? Probably. So he went to KC. How KC still has cap space every single year. I'm waiting for Patrick Mahomes to actually deal with adversity for 1 year because that guy doesn't deal with everything's so perfect for him in that damn offense. I can't stand it. It makes me sick to my damn stomach. He loses one lineman. He loses one lineman in the damn Super Bowl and the whole team falls apart. Meanwhile, we're changing our line 13, 14 times that year when they were in the Super Bowl. It's a friggin' joke. Jesus. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Do the Sixers play today? Did they already play today? I don't know if they already played today or not. I was kind of looking to see when they were playing because I never get them. I never get them on because I'm in New York. So DK to Philly end of tonight, dude. That would trust me, bro. No, I agree, Dome. Not everybody's built for adversity. I get it. I get it, man. I get it. Trust me. No, Jarvis Landry definitely not. I'm not a fan of getting Jarvis Landry at all. I'm not a fan of getting Jarvis Landry. I'm putting the stream up real quick. Give me a second. Oops. We're good. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I just think I think it's just towards the draft, to be honest. I don't think that money is literally doing anything. Felon says, I would sign Kaepernick to prove a deal. Still young and has an arm. I don't know what, dude. 6 years out of the league. Like, I don't care how he looks at a open field practice with him with no equipment on and he's throwing the football to receivers. I don't care how good he looks. Okay, he's been 6 months out of the lead, hasn't taken a hit in 6 months. So I don't know. Team Alert says DK to Philly by at the end of the night. I feel like I don't know what else they're doing. I feel like it has to be DK, bro. If DK gets signed, I'm good with free agency. If DK gets signed, I'm fine with free agency. Like I'm good. 2 players signed, totally fine. Well, technically 2, but we signed 4 because of Boston Scott and Anthony Harris, obviously, and Greg Ward. So that'd be 5. That'd be 5 actually. So, yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think that Wagner would be good too. But yeah, the shakedowns tonight. We're gonna have it on. It's gonna be on Philly 500's channel, so it's not gonna be on my channel. It'll be on his. It will be on his channel. Most likely, we will stream free agency again tomorrow. So that is definite right now. Venom King says, if I was Howie, my dad and I would yell at him. So make some moves. Andre Garner says, crazy. We don't want Julio Jarvis, but we want envious and non-proven players. Bryce Jones says, Honey Badger. Honey Badger's in Disney World right now. Oh, man, the Eagles doing anything. This is killing me. Like, Howie Roseman, like, he knows the fans have been just like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? So, we get what we pay for. Is that right? We get what we pay for. Team says something big is going to happen tonight. I have a feeling. I'm on alert. I'm on Twitter all day, bro. When free agency starts, I am nonstop on my phone all day, unless I'm like eating or whatever. I mean, that's it. I'm pretty much that's where I am right now. But D-Train says the only thing I can think of Howie isn't going to sign anyone else. He needs to see the holes he could fill in draft, and we'll get players to fill in what we could draft. Yeah, I get it, but I think free agency should tell us where they're going in this draft a little bit. You see the contracts of Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave being free agents after this year. You have no number 2 cornerback right now. You got no safeties besides Anthony Harris getting re-signed, but you don't have that, safety. You don't have a linebacker that complement TJ Edwards. So, I get it. Them King said, imagine how he take 3 QBs in the first round. G said breaking signs leads to his new penthouse. Yeah. Howie Roseman takes Eagles cap and buys brand new penthouse in Las Vegas. Steve A says Howie is going to draft Carson Strong later rounds. I mean, I'd be fine with that. If it's out of the first, second round, I'm fine. I would get a QB regardless, wherever, but not first and second round. If it was Carson Strong in the 3rd round, I'm fine with it. Only 6 for Roberts. What the hell? Why did we jump all over him? I think because he's. Let me check on Robert Woods. I think Robert Woods is supposed to get paid like $14 million this year. That's probably the reason why they didn't jump on it. So let me check on the cap. I'll check on his contract. Let me check on it. All right, let's check this out. Robert Woods, his contract is up after 2020. No. Oh, yeah, he's a free agent. He's a free agent after this year. Yeah, he's due 13.5. That's probably why. He's due 13.5 million. So that's probably why the Eagles probably didn't want to pick 13 million against the cap this year. Probably why. So 13.5. That's what would it cost to acquire him. You have to pay the 13.5 and obviously give away a 6th-round pick. Yeah, I mean it's not like I mean it's a good penny, especially for the Eagles. It's for only having 23 million in cap space. It's a lot. It's a lot. So that's why the Eagles probably didn't jump on that. So you have to look at how much he's going to cost, and it's not just about we could have gave up a 6th round. Yeah, I understand we could give up a 6. We have like 3, 4, 6, 5th round picks right now. I mean, we could have probably gave that up, but you know, I get it. I get it though. So it's nice to check that out. You know what I mean? Let's check. Let's check DJ Chark contract. Let's check that one out. Why didn't the Eagles go after him? Was it because they weren't interested, or was it because of his contract on acquiring him? Check it out. DJ Chark with the Lions. So he is on contract for another 2 years. So he's on contract 2022 and 23. No, his cap number was only $4 million this year and $5 million. Almost, it was $4 million this year, 5.9 next year. Yeah, $4 million against the cap in 22, 5.9 against the cap in 23. So more affordable, a lot more affordable, but didn't pull the trigger. So, it is what it is. Didn't like it. That was the one that got away. Like if he was only a year for 10 million, like, come on now. What the hell is going on? So I don't get it. The Eagles must have after the Calvin Ridley trade, they were just like, so let me check Calvin Ridley right now. Let's just see what they were going to do with Calvin Ridley. Here, let me just check his cap numbers. Check his cap numbers right now. Okay, so Calvin Ridley. On contract till he's a free agent. What the hell? So he has a voided contract for 2022. I think it updated because of he got signed. He used a cap number. There's no cap number. It's 0 right now. Why? Because he's suspended? I mean, why is it? So 2021, he was a $3.4 million cap hit. 2023, he's going to be $11.1 million cap hit. I don't know. It says 0. For 2022, it says 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So I have no idea. Maybe the suspension, I guess. Yeah, it says 0. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Okay. I don't get it, but okay. Whatever you say. All right. T. Miller says, I have a feeling that we're going to be signing someone good. I hope so, bro. Malik says Bobby Wagner would be a good, and so would I think Bobby Wagner would be a good fit. Kaepernick, I could really care less about, be honest. G says, Howie on all BS. Y'all told us to wait patient, something big coming, pause. Like they had our hopes up and still haven't made another move. Calvin says, I think Howie's tanking because what happened to building around Hurts haven't nothing to help him yet. Remember says, Woods wanted you. Look, let me tell you something. If you can't acquire people through free agency, you have the picks to aggressively get somebody. If there is a playmaker if there is a playmaker offensively or a defensive player that you really want, and you want to use a 1st-round pick or a 2nd-round pick, go ahead. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, if he wants to trade for a marquee name, he'll trade a pick. Okay? There's something just going on right now. Because I don't know if they want to use capital on a guy they want to trade for right now. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure it's going to happen. You know what I mean? The Calvin Ridley does, it really hurts. It does. Like, and I was hearing rumored a 3rd-round pick for Calvin Ridley. That is a steal of a trade. Steal of a trade. No joke. Not even kidding. Steal. Love it. Absolutely love it. I always look at the contracts. Every time like we don't get somebody, I'm like, let me go on the website and see like Why? Is he going to cost a lot? Is that why we didn't go after him? Because there's no legit report that says Eagles didn't go after DJ Charker. There's no report on that we were after them, really, because the Eagles, the only thing that I seen was Juju Smith-Schuster a lot. DJ Chark was mentioned maybe a couple times, barely that. And Valdez-Scantling. I mean, that was really it. And Valdez-Scantling was like from a couple days ago. She said, "That's what I'm saying, Joe. You have the ammo to make moves. He's just not doing. That's what I'm saying. If no free agents are wanting to come here, trade for a player and aggressively get a marquee name in Philadelphia, offensively or defensively, whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, make the move, bro. I'm not saying they have to do it, but if you're not getting hits on free agency, they tried going after Marcus Williams. They were close to the number. Like, they were close to paying $70 million on a 5-year contract. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're willing to give a safety 16, 17 a year, whatever it was, like ridiculously high, and they were close to that number. I think what kind of separated that deal was obviously Baltimore's defense looks way better than ours right now, and on top of that, I think it came down to length of years. I think Howie wanted less years, and I think Baltimore put more years on his deal. So I'm not sure, but that's what I read. So, it's aggravating. It's aggravating. Howie lied to us. I thought he said we would be more aggressive. Well, I think he has tried to be aggressive. Now, it doesn't mean that when you're aggressive, you're going to make every deal that you see, but he was aggressive. The Calvin Ridley deal, you know what's funny? Which I think some things are going to happen here is that because Calvin Ridley deal was there was no report coming out that Calvin Ridley was getting traded here. There was no report that the Eagles are pushing hard for Calvin Ridley in a big trade that would cut. No, there was none of that. It was literally like Calvin Ridley was supposed to be an Eagle, and the Eagles tried to trade for him. Falcons backed out. Didn't tell the Eagles, and Calvin Ridley got in trouble. Eagles were supposed to land Calvin Ridley in a trade. That report came out. It was a secret trade behind the scenes. We didn't know about it. So we're not hearing about anything right now. Marcus Williams. Eagles tried to go in on Marcus Williams aggressively. Couldn't get him. Eagles put a bid in for Christian Kirk, but obviously Christian Kirk got way overpaid. Doug way overpaid him. Okay. So that didn't work. So I'm not saying the Eagles weren't aggressive because they have been aggressive, but they're just running out of options every single day as every single day moves on. So that's what I'm getting out of the whole thing. He has been being aggressive, but he hasn't been being too aggressive where he's given up, I'm going to trade for a player and give up a first round. Like, look, if they want to go out for one of the best receivers in the league right now and they give away a first round pick, that's going to literally put us over the top at receiver and be set for years to come, I'll be fine with it. Or get a defensive player that, you know what I mean? If they want to trade for a defensive player that's young, and really an offer that team can't refuse. The problem with Howie Roseman, really, other than the Golden Tate trade from the trade deadline in 2018, whatever it was, other than that trade, we gave up a 3rd-round pick for Golden Tate. We haven't given up anything higher than a 4th-round pick in a while for a player. I mean, Howie Roseman doesn't like to trade more than 4th-round picks. It's kind of like we haven't traded a first-rounder since like Jason Peters. Like, that's how long it's been. We haven't traded for a name like a first round. To give a first-round pick. Yeah, I mean, these first-round picks are valuable because there's not going to be a lot of drafts where we're going to have 3 first-round picks. We got 3 first-round picks off of really bad situations. We got a steal from moving back from 6 to 12 last year, acquiring Devontae Smith, and using that 3rd-round pick for the Carson Wentz trade to make that deal happen. You know what I mean? You got a first-round pick. You got Miami's first-round pick like it was nothing. It was a perfect trade, and you got the guy that you needed. Okay, so it's hand in hand. If Howie really wants somebody and he'll go get him. And that's just the way it is. So sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it sucks, man. Sometimes it's just you don't want to deal with this crap, and you wish more better things are happening. At the end of the day, the Eagles locked up a lot of players last year. That was the problem. It's not the problem. If the Eagles didn't lock up the players they locked up last year, Avonte Maddox, Jordan Mailata, and all these guys, Dallas Goedert, we would have more cap space. But the problem is right now is that you locked up players last year, which he had no choice. He had to. Avonte Maddox had to get a contract. Jordan Mailata couldn't leave. You traded Zach Ertz. So you had no choice but to extend Dallas Goedert on a bigger deal, which I'm very happy about. And people are like, well, that was last year. Well, no, it was last year, but all those new contracts, Jordan Mailata, Josh Sweat, all those contracts, Dallas Goedert, Avonte Maddox, all those contracts are literally going into this year, are going to count towards the cap. So technically, Howie Roseman had to lock up players, and he did. So that's the truth to it all. That's the truth to it all. Like, yeah, they freed up some cap space, but at the same time, like, they didn't have much cap space to begin with. And to be honest with you, to be completely honest, I don't believe that we got Hassan Reddick on a really good deal. By the way, Eagles Uncensored, what's going on, man? We got Hassan Reddick on a really good deal, okay? I watched this press conference, okay? He said he's not going to tell anybody if he was offered more money. I'm telling you right now, Reddick was offered more money somewhere else. The Eagles luckily got him, okay? It was an out-of-the-box move that I didn't think was going to happen because I made one video maybe on Hassan Reddick, and I was like, whatever. But I'm telling you right now, Hassan Reddick wanted to come to Philly because he always wanted to play here. He was a pick before Derek Barnett in that 2017 draft in Philadelphia, which that probably should have been the pick. Other than Derek Barnett having a really good rookie year and an okay 2018 year, that's it. That's all you got out of Derek Barnett for 2 seasons, pretty much almost. Okay. Reddick came here on a cheap deal. We got a steal at Reddick. I saw the contract and I was like, it doesn't seem like it's a top-tier contract. You literally got the best pass rusher. You literally got the best linebacker hybrid / pass rusher in free agency for a really good deal. He's from New Jersey. He was an Eagles fan. I think his family was an Eagles fan. I don't know if he was an Eagles fan, but always wanted to play for this team. And the Eagles got him. Luckily got him. So that's where I have to say with all that, with that signing. Because if they lost out on him, there'd be nothing going on. They would have lost against Marcus Williams. I mean, maybe if they didn't pay Hassan Reddick, maybe they would have been able to land Marcus Williams if that was the case. Okay. Because Hassan Reddick is not enough. I mean, that's one piece. I mean, thank God we got him. Thank God, because Hassan Reddick is going to eat. We're going to get the best player, okay? We're going to get the best work ethic, and we're going to get the best player out of him. I loved his words. He wants to be a player that every Eagles fan looks up to. I love that saying. It just makes me feel like I believe in him more. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that this move for Hassan Reddick was not about the money. You know what I mean? It wasn't about the money. It was about he likes the Eagles and he always wants to play here. And they better treat him right. They better use him the right way. That's all I got to say. I'm telling you right now, like Jonathan Gannon, like he's just like this close for me to say you're done. I mean, I wanted him fired regardless this year. I didn't even want him back. 3 interviews for head coaching positions. I was hoping I would say anything on the mic and be like, Jonathan Gannon is the best coach ever. Like that's what I want to say the whole entire time. Paul Messi says, if you had Mailata, Goedert, Maddox, Josh Sweat, who would you have been free agents? Then, yeah, fans would be happy. You're 100% correct. Yeah, I mean, you would have more cap right now. You would have a lot more cap right now and more to spend. But then you guys would be pissed off that Mailata walks, if Goedert walked. Like, you know how many holes we would have had if we didn't resign those guys? You have to lock up players. You have to lock up players for the new era of Philadelphia and the Nick Sirianni era. You have to lock up these players. So I get it. I absolutely get it. Bornez Gars, he had that one okay rookie season. After that, he recorded more penalties and sacks and tackles of his career. True that, man. It's true. I mean, it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Not kidding. It's absolutely true. So, yeah. And here's another fact right here. Here's another fact. Slay's restructure pays for rookies. Slay's restructure is only paying your draft, $10.5 million plus your undrafted free agents. That's what fans don't get. Like, we free up $12 million and everyone's like, oh my God, we freed up that much money. Like that, everyone's like, holy crap. Like, look at all the cap that we freed up. I'm just like, dude, because even when the Fletcher Cox thing came out with, when I read it wrong, because I thought they freed up $18 million. I was like, how the hell did they do that? But no, the $18 million was what they were supposed to pay, and they got out of paying him the $18 million, or paying towards the cap $18 million. Okay, that's what I got confused. So I had to read. I had to find out more information about it, because the information wasn't set in stone when Fletcher got cut from the team. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So, it is what it is with that. But we have 372 in the chat. Look, now we're ranting about everything. Now we're like Howie Roseman. You know what I mean? It pisses everybody off. I get it. But you have 3 first-round picks. You have a second. You have first-round picks for next year. That's the issue. If we had the quarterback right now, I'd feel more comfortable trading one of our first-rounders for a marquee name. Because our quarterback situation isn't right now, it's harder for me to say like they're going to go after a guy that's like that's why you need these first round picks you need to trade back one of these picks, because if Jalen Hurts doesn't work out and you don't trade one of your first rounds back, you're going to be screwed. And we're going to be giving up a lot more for future drafts because we need a quarterback. That's the issue right now. That's the issue. You know what I mean? Howie Roseman's chilling with his extension money. That's funny, though. It's funny, though. Oh, my God. This team just gives me a headache, I swear. It is pissing me off. Beyond. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I appreciate everybody just, hanging out and obviously listening to the rants, and just, we're frustrated. It happens. Like, this is what we have to deal with. You know what I mean? It's just what we have to deal with. Howie probably sleeping. He's been sleeping for the past week. He's been sleeping for the past 6 days. I'd have to say, theoretically, this past 6 days. As soon as Howie got that extension, he was like, I don't give a fuck about anything else. But all right, guys. Well, we're about 3 hours to 27 minutes in the stream. I really don't want to go, but we've been going a while here. We'll have like a video out today, maybe a video. I might not actually have a video. I don't know. I have something planned, but I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. It's Sunday. Kind of want to enjoy the rest of the day today and just make Monday a new day. I mean, originally I wasn't even going to stream today, but I was like, I'm definitely going to stream today. But 371 in the chat. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. Check out some of the content. We cover the Eagles every single day. If you're new, definitely subscribe. We do everything. Draft, free agency. We're going to be streaming the whole entire draft. Me and Philly 500 are going to be streaming the whole thing together, which is going to be a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun doing it last year, so definitely check some of that out. Like the stream before you leave. It does help out the channel out a lot. Let's try to get it to 320 likes. We're over 300 likes already. Appreciate everybody that's been appreciate everyone that's been joining these streams the past week, 7 days for a fact. The 7th stream in a row for the past week. It's a lot of time, man. A lot of time. 3-4 hour streams every day. It's a lot of fun though. You know what I mean? So I can't really complain about it. But tomorrow we'll be back at 11 o'clock Eastern, same time. I was a little late today. I kind of woke up a little late today. So that's why I was really tired last night. So I woke up a couple of times. It was like almost 11. I was like, oh, let me get on before everyone throws a fit. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it, guys. So, subscribe to the channel. Look at the memberships. We got memberships for extra content. I don't advise you to get them, but obviously there's extra content if you guys want it. And that's it. So you guys enjoy your Sunday. I won't keep you guys. It's already 2:44 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe, like the stream if you guys haven't. I know I say it a million times, but it does help out a lot. And that's it, guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. And we will see you on the next one. Much love to everybody that joined. All right, guys. You guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys later. SHAKESQUAD, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.